you to bleed, it's never easy. Before you leave me, listen closely. I don't wanna let go with the broken. Let you go with the broken. I'll 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 let you go with the broken. No, I won't. I'll let you fade from me. No, I won't. I'll let you go with the broken. Face of an angel, all feelings of love hug away the silent tears, and I don't wanna see it shatter. The clock's telling us it don't matter. Fade away, now I'm broken, unspoken. See me falling and I'm forestalling. Now I'm nervous, burdened, becoming fretful, regretful, and crawling. Cause I'm still thinking and you're still leaving. On the look for the path of leading, but I'm still flying and you're still breathing. On the roof, won't you hear with me? I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. You're just running away from yourself. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care. Maybe it's time that we find someone there. You could say make it more.
Morning, gamer! It is Gaming Morning Show. It is Monday, December 7th, 2020, and it is time to hang out with you for the next, I don't know, several hours or so. We'll be with you on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. That fine-looking gentleman on the other side of the screen is Sean. Good morning, Sean.
Good morning. How are you?
I am great. I am Ryan. It is a pleasure to be with you on this Monday. You can find us, like I said, on those platforms, GamingMorningShow.tv as well. We got This Day in Gaming History. Birthdays coming up this hour. It's going to be some good stuff for sure. I'm excited for the prospects of the morning, especially because I'm kind of sick of the weekend. The weekend was dumb. Not really. It was actually a pretty good weekend, but sports are dumb, and so that kind of just...
It was a long weekend.
Was it a long weekend?
It was a long weekend. It was get Christmas stuff out of the garage weekend, which means it was spend 3 hours taking half of the stuff out of the garage to get to the Christmas stuff and then putting that half of the stuff back into the garage. Then we went to get a tree, which was fun, but still exhausting.
Well, I was going to say, that's one of my things, is you and I both put up trees this weekend. We had very similar processes. I mean, when you think about it, you get the whole family bundled up and put them in their warm clothing. You go to several places to try to find a Christmas tree. Once you get there, you usually, I think, cut it down yourself, correct? So usually you're getting out the saw and, I don't know, cutting it. I don't really know what you call that. Falling the tree. And then you guys drag it through a field, and then I'm sure there's 4 bears that you fight off, and then you throw it on top of your car and you strap it down, and on the way home I'm sure you get a flat tire, and then you have to put the thing up, and now you're getting 8-foot plus tall trees, and so now you're getting wires out and stabilizing it and doing a trapeze act. It's pretty much the exact same thing as me getting the box down from the attic. I mean, when you think about it, really, we're doing the exact same process.
It's just as exhausting.
I honestly, here's the thing though. If you ask me, am I a fake tree or real tree dude when it comes to Christmas tree, I am actually very much a real tree dude. I prefer real trees. I'm excited to come over to your house and smell the aroma of the real tree. And now, again, they have the tall ceilings and seeing a gigantic tree. It's going to be super cool. It's just that actually, the last real tree I bought had a hornet's nest in it, so I'm out. It was the end of it.
All done with that.
Yep, it was a good run, but nope, that was the last day. And I will say, I'm usually not one who's no second chances, but that was the day I'm nope, we're done with the trees. We're done with the trees.
Yeah, we got this great, big, fluffy, full 12 plus foot tree.
It's so fluffy.
It's we got it in there, and we love the idea of having as tall of a tree as we can in this space because it has nice high ceilings. But my wife, and therefore also my kids, like very full trees, and if you're gonna get a 12 plus foot tree and have it full, it's going to be large. And we get it in the living room, and it's great. But my wife's sitting in the chair. She goes, I don't think we can have a tree this big once we have our couches, because we don't have our couches yet. And once they're in, it's like, we're going to run out of room for either tree or couches next year.
We're talking like the circumference of the tree, like the diameter of the tree is a problem.
Yeah. So next year, they said we could still get a tall tree. It just might have to be one of the I think they're like Nordmans or something like that, where they're tall but they're skinnier and they're just not as full.
Oh, old Nordman. I always remembered Nordman. He was always that tall guy that I knew, with a really skinny body. I do like this time of year. I will say, I take 3 bins of Christmas stuff down from the attic for indoor purposes, and every time I do it, I'm like, we have too much Christmas stuff, and I realize that we probably don't have the most Christmas stuff out of anybody we know, let alone probably anybody in this world. But man, it's just such a pain. I'm like, we don't need any more stuff, and yet, sure enough, some more stuff showed up at my house. I don't know where it came from, Sean.
I can't imagine. So we had our normal Christmas stuff, but then we also had boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes of their Christmas stuff, in-laws Christmas stuff. Some of which is stuff that my mother-in-law actually has put out the last few years and likes putting out and wants to put out. But then there's also boxes that have been, in the garage or in their attic before they moved. That's from their childhood. And so we're going through these boxes, and she's like, nope, we don't need that. Don't need that. So we still have piles of donation Christmas stuff, which is great that we're getting rid of a bunch. And so those are the piles that we're like, okay, well, this is donation, but your wife has to come go through it first and make sure there's nothing she wants from there. And sure enough, there was some stuff that she wanted.
Yep. So happy that we can have it in our house. But again, it's a good holiday, and this stuff comes out once a year. And the only thing that I think is frustrating is just how much space in the attic Christmas stuff takes up if you go about it the way that we do. Everything okay down there?
Yeah, get some coffee grounds. Oh,
I was worried that you didn't have any coffee. And I was like, buddy, we usually do better than this. What are we doing? What's going on? It was a good weekend, though. Sports are dumb. The Broncos played the Chiefs better than I thought they would. So that was optimistic, and I was happy about that. But it was. We had that on.
We had it on in our house on the TV, and I had the USC game on my phone, and it was a better game than I thought it was going to be. Yeah. Outcome was not ideal, but. They had some good drives and some good defensive stops, and it's like,
yeah, defense in the red zone was solid yesterday, and that was the only reason the Broncos had a chance to win that game. Drew Lock played better. The first interception that was on the first drive, that was more frustrating than the one late in the game, but he still had a multiple interception game, which, he was 7-11 coming in, touchdown to interception, so that's going to be tough. I will admit, too, though, I remember you saying the thing about the conflict that we were going to have with USC playing at the same time as the Broncos. And then my wife called me because my son had an accident at your house, and apparently it was like a crime scene. So I had to run over, because it is really unusual for my wife to call me and be like, hey, I know the Broncos are on, but will you bring me clothes? But because y'all were there, and it was again apparently like a big deal. I had to run stuff over there, which worked out fine. And I was like, well, why is he out getting a trade? I thought USC played. And so I flip on the score, and USC's up 35-0. I'm like, oh, well, USC is apparently the only team playing. And so it's like he probably felt pretty comfortable with that lead.
Yeah. Well, and we left at 3:30 is when our tree process started, and the first place we went to was a mess, which I won't get into that, but don't go to Bigfoot Tree Farm. So we were leaving there to continue our process right around 4:30, which kickoff was. So I had it on my phone, but it was the day for us to get a tree, and I wasn't gonna miss that even for the USC game. And turns out that I had it on and saw the like 4 quick touchdowns, and then I was like, all right, I'll just tune in occasionally. The second half of that game was boring.
I'm sure I could catch this on demand if I have to. We'll talk more about the weekend coming up. We have some information about Elder Scrolls that we'll share with you later on. Fortnite apparently had a big hack, not a hack, but like a exploit that people could do. So we'll tell you about that. A special episode of CBS's The Unicorn addresses racial injustice, so we'll share that with you. And I don't know about this one. It's at the very bottom of the other topics. Is it supernovae? Or is it because it's not supernova because it has
just
an
the
extra E, right?
Yeah, it's the plural of it, so it's novae.
Okay, supernovae. So we're going to tell you more about some of that stuff. In fact, Steve Dent from Engadget has 2 things on our rundown this morning. We're asking about National Cotton Candy Day and where you stand with cotton candy, because I feel like it's one of those things that most who at least can have sugar will be like, yeah, I like cotton candy. But are you ever like seeking out cotton candy? It just doesn't seem like that's the thing. But it is National Cotton Candy Day, and so we will have that for you, and the top 10 foods that are usually only sold at a fair, which I'm interested to see if that like is legit or if it feels like it. You know what I mean? Like, you could probably go to some places and get an elephant ear, but is it just that it like tastes better at the fair? I don't know where we're gonna fall on that list. So that's coming up on Gaming Morning Show. I had a fun weekend also because I tuned in yesterday to Kiki Lowe's rap battle, as she had a Twitch Sings rap battle with some of her friends and fans and such on her stream. And it was super cool. It was better than I thought it was going to be. Sean, it felt like I was out of the house and enjoying like a karaoke night at a bar. It was so
Nice.
great. I had so much fun. And
That's awesome.
I gotta go back here. Just a sec. We're gonna go here. I gotta fix my audio settings. Stand by, stand by. I got to fix my audio settings so they're watching you play games in full screen. This is a problem. Gonna fix the audio settings. I hope you're doing really good.
Yeah, we're just getting beat.
Nah, that's right. That's right. Go up here and then do this. And be like, hey, I'd like my sound back. That'd be cool. All right.
I guess I'll get C since no one else.
Do we all run by it again?
Yep.
There we go. We have audio.
C secure.
All right.
Securing B.
But yeah, so 8 different people
Grenade out.
all doing their own rap songs. Nice job.
Okay, they have someone camping back in their spawn. Alright, I got one of them.
Bravo.
The only disappointment, the only reason I didn't participate in Kiki's rap battle is because they didn't have DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, and so at that point, like, I refused because, you know, it had to be the song that I knew. Like, that was the only way to go
Sure.
through a proper rap battle. So, but it was super fun.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, apparently, I didn't know Twitch Sings is a thing, and it's something that Kiki had done quite a bit, and apparently it's going away. So, decided to kind of hold the rap battle because it was going away, and so it was kind of like a send-off for Twitch
So it's
Sings.
well, it's going away. Now that we know about it.
We're in the
I know, right? Isn't that the worst? It's like, dude, this was so much fun. We should do this more often.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Oh, never mind. It wasn't that much fun.
grenade out.
I did it again. I killed somebody throwing the grenade at them.
That's awesome.
Taking Alpha.
It was so much fun. We got B.
Oh yeah, we do. Alright, they're coming from the back. I died real good.
We got the horses in the back. But yeah, no, I am not even exaggerating. Like, it was one of the most fun things I've done all quarantine. Like, it was that good. I will say, though, too, because we didn't talk about this in the Sports Are Dumb segment, watching Max Verstappen run into the wall again was super frustrating. This was in
No
the Formula
contact,
One race.
too.
Well, until the wall.
Yeah, but like he didn't
Yeah.
get he got like forced there, but not like actually hit into the wall. It was just it was like the slowest crash into the wall.
And on the
frustrating.
opening lap too. I mean, I was gonna say I don't know if there's many sports out there other than like auto racing where, you know, you can be done before it even begins.
I know you turn it on and within 5 minutes you're like, all right, well,
That's a kill.
person I wanted to win's out.
What else do you want to do with your day?
Oh, that I felt so bad. Did you watch the whole race?
Yeah, I did.
Oh man, poor George Russell.
So George Russell's a replacement driver for Lewis Hamilton, who has COVID-19, and so George Russell switched from the Williams team to Mercedes. And the big running thing that I've learned from George Russell is that he has never scored a point in an F1 race before. And so in the Mercedes car, he had a very good chance of at least scoring a point, let alone maybe having a chance to win the race. And so, sure enough, this dude is leading basically the whole race.
And like dominating up front.
Yeah. And at the very end, like lap 80 of 87, he gets a puncture in his tire and has to come in and get it changed. And that, as a result, ruined his chance of winning the race.
Well, and there was a whole huge mess up with their pit stops and.
And he even overcame that. Yeah, tell them about that.
Yeah. So they had they tried to double stack their pit stops for him and Bottas, so they came in like back to back, which is always difficult because it's such a coordinated effort for a pit stop, and then getting everything out to be able to do it for both cars right in a row is just that much more complicated. But it happens from time to time. So they do that, and it's a mess. And they end up putting Bottas's tires on George Russell's car, which is like a big no-no. And so George Russell has to come back in to get the right tires on. So he pit stops twice, back to back, and that puts him down in like 5th or 6th. And he just plows through the field to get back up to the front, and then has this slow puncture and has to pit again, and that takes him down to like
11th.
15th.
Yeah, oh, I thought it was like all the way down to 11th.
Yeah, so and this happens with like a handful of laps to go. So it takes him down to 15th out of the point. So everyone's like, oh no, he's still not going to get points. And he once again just flies through the field to get up to at least get some points, but disappointing finish nonetheless.
Well, and it was funny too because the broadcast team said something to the effect of, you know, no matter what's happened, is George Russell's kind of shown that he, you know, has the ability to, you know, race in a bigger car, in a better car, or something like that. And it's always funny when they say that because you can tell they're like, no offense to Williams, and then they're like, but
Taking Bravo.
Williams, you should take offense to this because, you know, you're not the same.
Your car is terrible.
Yes. Which that goes back to that old adage of if you say no, don't take offense to this, or no offense, you're about to say something probably offensive.
For sure.
And so, but that was what he said, and then at that very next moment, like the puncture thing happens, and so.
Yeah, poor George Russell. He did get points though.
Yes, he
and when he was in the lead, he was dominating. He was doing very well. So
Citron.
Um, I feel hopeful for his career, and he is poised to take over a Mercedes seat when it becomes available, because he's part of the Mercedes Junior Academy, and now he's raced for them and did very well. So I think there will be great things to come for George Russell.
Well, and the cool thing for Red Bull fans, which is kind of where you and I align since we're Max Verstappen, is Sergio Perez is the free agent, if you will. No one signed him to a deal, and there's speculation that Red Bull might consider him to replace Alexander Albon. And here's Sergio Perez, who was part of the reason that Max Verstappen didn't finish the race, because him and Leclerc got into that first curve, and now Sergio wins the first race by a Mexican racer, apparently in like what 30 years or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought they said 1980 something.
For quite a while, yeah.
I mean, I could be wrong on the exact date, but it had been quite some time, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like him a lot, and it's sad to know there's a possibility he won't be in Formula One next year. But I think he would be a great driver for Red Bull. It's not the typical Red Bull move to get someone with a little bit more experience. They tend to go after the young drivers, but I think he would fit well, and he'd bring a pretty good dynamic with Max. So we'll see what happens.
These guys are doing a much better job with B on this round. So that was the ups or the downside to yesterday as a Verstappen fan. It was fun to see the race at 9 a.m.
Yeah, that was nice for sure.
We have a sentry turret in B.
Nice. Now we need to snag B here and get some good points.
Oh, he got the turret and me. I just turned on and got the guy, but
Just kill him and move on. Jeez. We had someone on our team chasing this sniper, trying to assassinate him rather than just killing him so that he would stop sniping our team.
oh, we're gonna lose B again.
I slowed him down at least.
Oh, I just killed myself with a grenade. That's alright. Everything's fine. I came around this corner too early and forgot that I can't throw it from there. That was a horrible one.
This isn't going well.
Ah, he was in the doorway. Yeah, Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news. Our top headlines of the day coming up after this game. Oh, and now there's an attack helicopter. That's going to make things a little more difficult.
Enemy spy plane inbound. Securing B. Care package on standby. Multiple enemy spy plane contacts. Hostile spy planes detected.
Still contested.
Hostile care package.
Ah, he was in that corner and then his teammate showed up. That was my last ditch effort at it. Helicopter.
Ah, man. Yeah. Too late.
Helicopter. Does anyone have a SAM turret?
Nope. I ain't got nothing.
Oh, so sad. So sad.
We had that one. Oh well.
All right, it is 6:27 West Coast time. Gaming Morning Show continues on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. He is Sean. I am Ryan. We got This Day in Gaming History coming up, and also birthdays to celebrate. So if you have a birthday to celebrate with us, let us know. We both got our Christmas trees this weekend. Mine came from my attic. Sean came from 14 Farmers. To your point, the one thing that I don't know a lot about is business in terms of how to make money. It's not something that I've been really great at my whole life. I seem to think, though, if you are selling Christmas trees, you should probably be kind to people during the Christmas tree selling season. Other than that, that's probably some sound advice. I watched Kiki Lowe's Kiki rap battle, the Twitch Sings rap battle. That was super fun. I also used, for what it's worth, the most emojis in my life during the course of that event, which was super fun. It is National Cotton Candy Day, and coming up in a little bit, we'll tell you about some Elder Scrolls stuff, some Fortnite stuff, and those kind of things as well. But right now, it is time to get informed at 6:28 West Coast time and 9:28 on the East. Let's go to the newsroom. Here's hashtag video game expert Sean.
Good morning. Today is Monday, December 7th, 2020, and this is your gaming morning show, Morning Gaming News. And we're trying to make up for some slow holiday times around Thanksgiving, because we got some good stories today. It was nice to see some fun headlines to talk about. First up, from Marcus Stewart of Game Informer, we have a report that Neil Druckmann, who was a director on The Last of Us Part 2 and The Last of Us, and he's worked on Uncharted games. He's becoming the co-president of Naughty Dog, so moving up into an executive role at the company, which is great. He's one of those developers that you see a lot because he's been in the spotlight for so long, and he's always a positive, seemingly good person. So it's cool to see him move up into the company, into an executive role. We'll miss him on more hands-on stuff with the games, but we will hear his name more, I'm sure. Next up, from Polygon, Michael Warder writes about a new ASMR video.
I'm scratching my beard.
It is a Pikachu ASMR video.
Pikachu is scratching his beard.
It runs about 15 minutes and features the Pokemon playfully running around a sunlight patio on a lazy afternoon.
I'm on
Between
a patio.
romps.
I'm on a patio. Scratching my beard.
Between romps, Pikachu gets tuckered out and takes a nap or two. So if you're if you're an ASMR fan and a Pokemon fan, check out the new Pikachu ASMR video.
My wife loves ASMR. I've watched a couple of things, and I'm not, creeped out by it or anything negative. I just am not someone who gets, a positive reaction to it either. It's just kind of like, that's really neat that they do that and that people really like it. It's just not for me. But I've seen people do it, and I'm a very big fan of anyone who does something but puts their whole effort and energy into it. And we had Zombie Kills had like this thing she was doing with multiple streamers where she was kind of hosting or rating and then like giving away some gift cards. It was just kind of a fun, giveaway type weekend. It found one ASMR streamer, and this whole time that she's getting these extra things and these extra viewers, she's just still in character, just still pawing around. I think she was doing a cat thing at the time. I love it so much. I love people who are fully invested in it.
Next up, out of IGN, Matt TM Kim writes about Oscar Isaac getting cast as Solid Snake in the upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie, which we're always hopeful for good video game movies. I've always thought that the Metal Gear Solid storyline could make a very interesting movie if done right. And Oscar Isaac has been great in the movies he's in and looks really good in the upcoming Dune movie. So I'm hopeful that this is a good fit, and we'll see where it plays out.
Hopefully it's good as the tie-in to Resident Evil.
For sure. And then the last news story of the day, I saved the best for last. And this is from Game Informer's Marcus Stewart. Unfortunately, telling us about the COD Bakwa delay for Season 1. It was supposed to go live on December 10th. Instead, it is going live on December 16th. But with the announcement of the delay, they gave us some more information on what is coming up in this update. And boy, it is a hefty one. First up in Warzone, Warzone is getting a new map and a revamped Gulag experience, and they're finally moving over about 30 weapons from COD Bakwa to Warzone. So if there are weapons that you like in COD Bakwa, now you can use them in Warzone. COD Bakwa itself is getting some new multiplayer maps, more 6v6 modes and playlists, new zombies modes, and a return of the raid map from Black Ops 2. They're also launching the 1000 level cross-title seasonal prestige system. Sounds hefty. And the return of 2v2 gunfights.
In COD Bakwa?
Uh-huh.
Oh, cool.
With four new 2v2 specific maps.
That'll be awesome.
So, great news, especially for us. I've been enjoying multiplayer, but I am very, very excited to enjoy some 2v2 gunfights.
Wow. Well, I'm happy that they listened to us primarily. I'm sure that was the number one thing that they were doing. Is like, hey, I think Ryan and Sean wanted this. Let's throw it back in there really quick. So
they did cite the public's outcry for lacking 2v2 in Gaming Morning Show in Nord.
That's what's important, and we appreciate the shout out.
And always last but never least, we finish off today's Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news with the world-renowned segment within a segment where we take a look at what is out today. Out today, Drawn to Life 2 Realms, out on Switch and PC. And for the most prestigious award in video game focused morning shows, your favorite segment within a segment within a segment, today's name of the morning goes to Slapshot Rebound, out on PC.
Ooh, is this a hockey game?
It sure sounds like a hockey game.
Well, Slapshot's one of the most famous hockey movies of all time. It did have somebody, by the way, reference in the morning last checkpoint in the Kiki rap battle. Said something about D3, and I can't remember in what context, but I wrote D3, the Mighty Ducks, and that derailed us into a D3 discussion the whole morning, which was awesome. So, all right, we're gonna give congratulations to Slapshot Rebound. You are our name of the morning, and therefore eligible for Name of the Month recognition. Our Name of the Month for November was What the Fork, and it is something we will play in a future video, and it'll be super fun, and we're super excited as soon as we super do that. So I think you and I did not take into the account that how much we are going to run into slowness in December for both Out Today and therefore this day in gaming history, because those two things kind of play hand in hand. When a game doesn't come out in December 20 years ago, it's not part of this day in gaming history, nor is it helpful for you now to not have a game come out. But Drawn to Life 2 Realms, I mean, you can draw in 2 places now instead of just 1 realm, so that's a win. One is shout out Hopeful Opus, who followed us on Twitch, had a charity stream. It is V Foundation Week through ESPN, and I'm a huge sports fan. I have been my whole life. We used to watch a lot more ESPN, and one thing that happened every year was they played Jimmy Valvano's speech, because he was dying of cancer and was honored at an awards show and gave this really great speech about, don't give up, don't ever give up, and trying to find a way to laugh and cry every single day, and it was a really powerful speech that they replay every single year this week. And then they raise money for his cancer foundation, the V Foundation. And Hopeful Opus on Twitch was just searching around streams yesterday or on Saturday, and I found Hopeful Opus playing Spider-Man, which I really wanted to then bring you in, but I know that you're probably waiting to play Spider-Man yourself instead of see someone else play it. And so that was super fun to see somebody else in now the gaming community, where I'm kind of increasing my involvement, do something that tied into more of my old world, which was solely sports. So that was kind of a neat tie-in. Load last checkpoint. Give us the deets on your upcoming podcast episode that should be out today, tomorrow, or in the middle of the week. Elder Scrolls unveiled a choose your own Twitter adventure. This is from Steve Dent from Engadget. Bethesda recently marked the release of Markarth DLC for Elder Scrolls Online, and letting you play ESO Online free until December 9th, as it has done before. But to promote it, they did a choose your own adventure story on Twitter, This is from PC Gamer as well. The first step is you choose a road, snowy hills or the woods, and from there you make branching type choices about whether to fight, make friends, and more. The author Steve Dent of Engadget tried it, died a few times before making it to the end, and then arrived to the final tweet with an image. Players in Australia and New Zealand can screen cap that image and submit it to win one of 20 digital ESO prize packs. I remember our friend Hofbrew, when we've had discussions on the show about movie theaters, saying that that's something he still wishes you could do in a movie theater, is go but have a choose your own adventure type movie where the people inside the theater have a code or something like Jackbox games, and then the majority of the votes or something like that helps pave the way that the movie goes. And this made me think of him because this is kind of a way to bring the old choose your own adventure book into the Twitter sphere. It was a modern version of it. I liked it.
That's fantastic. And clicking through it the way they actually like did it using Twitter platform is brilliant.
Yeah, I'll have to check it out. Let me put it into the chat, actually. This is, again, from Steve Dent of Engadget. We got this. We have Fortnite news coming up in just a little bit as well. Apparently there was an exploit over the weekend that made people go into God mode. So, never good for a Battle Royale when people are easily able to win. So we'll tell you more about that coming up, too, on Gaming Morning Show. But through the Elder Scrolls thing into the chat. We got Load Last Checkpoint, recorded episode 66 last night. Talked about BioWare losing 2 major staff members and Oscar Isaac playing Solid Snake. Oh, so we just had that in the Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming News. Should be out on podcast services tomorrow morning. If you haven't checked it out, the podcast is called Final Checkpoint, and it is from Joel and Ben, I want to say is your partner's name, thegamefanatics.com. We were talking about Christmas trees. So is it magnificent other than its excessive circumference?
Yeah, it's great. It's a good one. We typically judge our Christmas trees by their fullness and their symmetry and their smell, and all of which are great on this tree. So I'm excited. We might have to buy more Christmas lights for it. It is large.
Oh, well, so speaking of that, like I was making the joke that Sean goes out and hunts down his Christmas tree, and I think you said it ended up taking like 5 hours or so. It was a long process, right?
Probably about 2.5.
And granted, it's not usually that long, but they had some circumstances. Yeah. So they go out and they get the Christmas tree. I hop up to our attic. And one thing about our in-laws moving in with Sean is they brought in extra Christmas stuff, and some of it has made its way to my house. And sure enough, that's no different than the Christmas tree, too. It's made its way to our house as well. And we had issues with our fake Christmas tree last Christmas. And so we ended up trying their tree first. And I'm not even joking. Apparently the exact same section of lights that were out on our Christmas tree is also out in the Christmas tree that we had inherited from our in-laws. And so I messaged my father because you weren't available. And I said, hey, can you give me just an idea of what to troubleshoot first on this? Is it most likely, you have to start searching light by light to figure out which one is out? And he said, yeah, you have to do that or this. And he's like, but you could also just take a string of other Christmas lights and put it around that section that's burnt out. And I was like, that is brilliant. So that's what I did.
And that's why sometimes you just have to call the dad.
Keep in mind it didn't work because the Christmas lights that I have are a different color and they're not going to make the cut. It's like
bummer.
Well, who knew that there was there were white Christmas lights and then white Christmas lights. Like, man, these guys are good at B. I got Cam in the chat asking, should I get Rising Storm 2?
Rising Storm 2. I can't answer that question.
All right, then we're going to look at Joel. Rising Storm 2, do we have a recommendation?
Did you like Rising Storm 1?
That'd be where your luck is like, You silly guy. There was no Rising Storm 1. There was Rising Storm 0, and they're going in even numbers.
Rookie online.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Oh no, please don't.
All right, I'm on B.
Oh, I actually followed the cards that. You know, Cam, if you think about it, a rising storm lifts all boats. And so, I mean, at that point, it's almost a given that you have to have. I don't think Cam's too happy with our response. What is it? You got to give us some elaboration. This is a community, man. We help each other, especially when we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Smoke grenade.
I was worried about that. How did you already get her on that side of me?
Hostile counter spy plane
There's a guy in the middle. He's gonna be right to your left. Oh,
There's 2 more of them down there.
losing Bravo.
you're the kind of OCD person where if one light is broken, you buy an extra pair before. No, I had to go out and find. So I had this happen to another string of lights outside because I usually am better at the outside lights than I am with the tree. And I had to go outside and fix one string that wasn't working correctly, which was super annoying because you want them to all work the way that they're supposed to. And so I had to run to the store. They had no replacement lights, like no packs of lights, and so I had to get just another string of less expensive lights. And unfortunately, they're not the same like bottom, which I thought that all of them had the same bottoms, to be honest. So I'm wondering if that was just a manufacturing choice to make more money off of people who need replacement Christmas lights. But anyway, point being, no, I didn't have any extra strings, and so I had to take the one that I couldn't replace outside and just use the new string of lights for and bring it inside and use the half working Christmas lights on this section of the tree that's also half working. It's just this biggest cluster that's compounding on top of itself over and over and over again. Yeah, see, Cam, I don't know what your personal life entails, if you're attached to somebody or what. But in my world, it really doesn't matter how good I think it looks. I have to get sign off from the wife, and there's no way that she's gonna agree to this. Because here's the other thing too: is I got them put into place and kind of working, which is already a bad place to start. Kind of working is not really great, and they're also a different color of light. Like one's more of a yellow tint, and the other one's more of like a true white and clear. And yeah, so we'll be going to the store. Well, we'll be ordering something from a store.
Yeah, matching those white tones is important.
All right, Joel gives us it's rated highly, but I'd probably watch some gameplay and see if it was up the alley. That is Rising Storm 2. Is it PC? Is it console? Oh gosh, whoever is using their flashes are doing so really well in this match. Oh no! I went the wrong way. I'm gonna die. I died. But I think I had such a good run of Christmas lights. We do like, around the top of the roof lights, and we do some trees. We don't have a huge yard, but we try to up on the top of the tank. So we try to do a little bit more than I, quote unquote have to. Like this year I made a star with some of the extra lights that came from the in-laws. I'm really confused why the flashbangs, why we haven't ran into that before on this level. Like I feel like this is the first time that's happened. artillery, am I right?
It's brutal. Brutal.
Popping smoke.
Alright, here we go. Oh, that might have been a terrible syntax.
Oh no, I'm going inside. So it's a PC, PS4, and Xbox game. All I know is it's on PC and I'm fine with it. And the gore, well, okay, Cam. So that's the other problem you're gonna run into with me, is I am not very good with the gore to begin with. So yeah, if it's a gory game, I probably would not be into it. But that's what that goes back to what I was saying earlier about ASMR too. Like, if those who are super into ASMR, especially those who actually perform ASMR, like, I'm a big fan of anyone who's really super into something. And there's a podcaster who does the But Why Though podcast, Kate Sanchez, and she talked about certain things. I think it was like last month, there was a Friday the 13th, and I just tweeted her. I was like, I don't like horror at all. I don't like being scared. I'm scared of being scared, right? Like, that's the thing. And I said, but you love horror so much, and I love how much you love it. So if you're into gore, I love the fact that that's your thing. It's just not mine. Oh, guy in the corner, right around the B. What is Teardown?
That's that one we talked about. That's voxel, everything's destructible.
That would be kind of
That we
fun.
talked about last week, and that game looks super cool. Have not tried it though.
Enemy destroyed.
Guy is in the back. Back left. Another thing.
All right, I'm with you.
I think we got an attack helicopter above us. Someone behind the barrels and the tires. I'm cooking a grenade, throwing it back in that back. Oh, to have a trophy system. Get it out! Bridge, did you get him?
Yep.
Nice work. Oh, behind us, behind us.
Yeah, they're all over again.
So Joel and Cam, then what's your stats on cotton candy? Because next hour we're gonna have our top 10 fair foods. Oh, Jesus, right there in front of me. And so it's National Cotton Candy Day, and I didn't really even state my case on this. Like, yeah, anytime that there's cotton candy, and someone's like, "Hey, do you want some cotton candy?" and they look like they don't eat cotton candy by reinserting their recently eaten off fingers into the cotton candy and getting the rest of the cotton candy all sticky. Like, I'm on board with cotton candy. I think, you know, cotton candy is yummy. But I have never once been like, gosh, you know what I'm in the mood for? I'm in the mood for some cotton candy. But right now, Dairy Queen has like a cotton candy coating for like their dipped cones. Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
I
See,
just
I'm
have
a
to-
fan. I'm a fan of cotton candy, but I'm not a fan of sticky fingers. So, cotton candy's an interesting dilemma for me.
Yeah, it's like the thing that you like to eat, and it's probably super yummy, but you don't want to because of the like application, right? Like, it's too hard to eat.
I would totally eat some cotton candy with like chopsticks, though.
That's what we're gonna open. We're gonna open up a chain of cotton candy chopstick.
Got some artillery coming into B.
I'm gonna get my care package. I love horror, but not when I have to sleep in a dark room. So when I watch horror, my bedroom lights are on. Okay, well, hey, the fact you can even contemplate watching horror and are typically scared of it, like, that's More power to you. Because, like, I can't even get out of my comfort zone in that regard. I'm not going to get a chance to use my car because of this helicopter. Go, little car. Go, little car. See your little star. Don't go too far. Be the one you were meant to be. Yeah, got one. All right, good win. Good win.
Nice work.
Holy cow, that took us all the way to 6:53. This first hour flew by.
Yeah, it did.
All right, Eshawn, I'm Ryan. It's 6:53 West Coast time. Cam, Joel, thanks for hanging out with us in the chat. Previous followers on Twitch. You can find us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. I appreciate everyone who followed over the weekend, too. That was super fun. And even on Friday, we had a few, good amount of people join into the Twitch world for Gaming Morning Show, so super thankful for that as well. I am Ryan. Like I said, gms.watch is a way you can find us as well. That's to our website. One thing that we're going to be working on over the course of not this week but the next couple, like leading into the end of the year, is we want your feedback on what you would like to see a Patreon look like, because we've researched things. You can even see Sean's shirt. Like, Kind of Funny does a good job with their Patreon content, the stuff that you get. I was on IntelliGame's stream this weekend and asked Josh, he has a Patreon, and I was like, well, what's some of your favorite things that you've done on your Patreon? Because honestly, I mean, you and I can barely get on, by 6 o'clock, and sometimes you can't even hang out till 9. So like a before and after right now, I don't know if that's going to work for us because there's not a lot of stuff to do there. So I'm trying to figure out things that we could offer, especially for those like Cam and Joel and Hofbrew, the people who've been here from the very beginning, what we could do to make it kind of a fun thing to be an early adopter. So we're looking for audience feedback on that for sure. All right, here's what we got. It is 6:54 on the West Coast and 9:54 on the East. Let's do celebrity birthdays. If you have a birthday that you want to celebrate with us, please let us know in the chat. Today's birthdays include Ellen Burstyn. We all know Ellen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Burstyn.
Yeah, Burstyn turns 88 years old today. And this is going to take a while because I cannot open up my rundown fast. I'm going to have to stall a little bit. Musician Tom Waits turns 71. Actor Jeffrey Wright turns 52. What is
I
going
recognize him at least.
on? Do you remember anything specific?
Westworld. He was in Westworld, which it calls out there. He was really good in Westworld.
Well, it would call it out if you could get to it. Oh, I know what the problem I'm running into. I got to fix that. Here we go. I know why I'm having problems with that. I get that fixed. All right. Here we go. That's the wrong date, though. I thought today was the 4th all of a sudden in my typing. Wow, that's impressive. Okay, here we go. Sarah Bareilles turns 41 today. I wanted to immediately say Making My Way Downtown, but that was Vanessa Carlton. Sarah Bareilles. What's her song? What's the song?
I'm on it. I got nothing. She was born in Eureka, California.
Oh, Northern California, Humboldt County. I got content ID overflow with Final Checkpoint, but finding the time is always hard. Yeah, absolutely.
Hit single love song.
Oh, yes. That's the one I remember. Jennifer Carpenter turns 40. Do you want to take turns singing love song? You can go first.
No, you go first.
Okay.
You go.
I would, but I got to get through this list.
Next time.
Jennifer's originally from Louisville, Kentucky. Wide receiver Terrell Owens is 47. Singer J.B. Gill turns 34 today. Actor Chris Chalk turns 42. Reginald Lewis had a historical birthday this day. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, received a law degree from Harvard in 1968. Partner in Murphy, Thorpe & Lewis, which was the first black law firm on Wall Street, which is a super cool historical moment. Singer Aaron Carter, I think Nick Carter's younger brother, 33. Jack Huston, or Houston probably, of Boardwalk Empire is 38. And Shuri Appleby of Unreal and Roswell turns 42 today.
Actor Priscilla Barnes from Three's Company turns 63 today. Little known fact, not related to me.
Oh, really? No, Priscilla and you not in the same ilk. Okay.
Most people think we're related, but no, we're not.
Come and knock on my door. Come and knock on my door. From Kevin probably saves the world. Kimberly Herbert. Gregory turns 48 today. What's on the bottom here? Johnny Bench, former Major League Baseball player, Hall of Famer, 73. NBA legend Larry Bird turns 64 today. Oh, and Madame Trousseau, the wax artist, had a birthday on December 7th. Well, don't you know about the Wax Museum? Okay. I was like, that was not that obscure for me. Come on now.
Just, wax artist is such a silly title.
Wax on, wax off artist. Here's this day in gaming history. In 1982, 23 minutes before Atari announced reducing sales expectations, Atari president and CEO Ray Kasser sells 5,000 shares of Warner Communications. This according to kpolson.com. Atari that same year announced the sales of video games are not meeting predicted levels, so fourth quarter sales increase expected to be 10 to 15% rather than 50%. So, which I think I remember reading of two like big downturns in video games. Neither timelines that I would have expected, not having lived through it consciously. Like I was alive in the 80s, but I was born. So it just seems weird to me that there was such a downturn, but that was kind of in between the Atari and Nintendo era, right?
Yeah, the early 80s there was this big downturn, especially in home video game systems. The idea of like a home console was basically dying, and Atari was, as we see with these, not doing well. And then the NES came out and flipped that around in the mid 80s, 85.
I love Cam with the big middle finger to getting scared, because all that makes me think of too is Ted. Do you remember the movie with the Thunder Buddies? Grab your Thunder Buddy, say these magic words, Thunder. That's so good. So I just picture Cam in this big bedroom with the lights on, watching horror movies, just with his middle finger, or their middle finger extended at the TV. Oh, that's good. Visualization is fun. 1990, Universal Studios in LA holds Nintendo Power Fest grand finale nationwide video game competition. I tell you what, they need to bring that back. All these video game companies need to get offline a little bit and go out in the world again, especially following the pandemic. I think people will be thirsting for that kind of stuff. I'm sure they do it already. It just, that sounds like fun to have a Power Fest again. 04, NVIDIA announces it'll be making the graphics processor for Sony's PlayStation video game system. The two companies have been working for 2 years on that. Capcom that same year released Beautiful Joe 2? That's a fun name. What was that about? Do you remember?
I want to say it's like a side-scroller beat-em-up type thing, but like the artwork is just colorful and fun and cartoony and good stuff. It's beautiful, if you will.
2009, The Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks released for Nintendo DS in the US. All right, stay tuned. Next hour, we're going to have more from National Cotton Candy Day, including 10 wacky foods you'll only find at the fair. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's do this now. It's already 7:02, man. Good thing I'm not in radio anymore. It's the beer of the day. The beer of the day. Let's find out the beer of the day.
Toot, toot. Oh, we got lawn games from Outer Range.
I like the can. It's a little
I like the can
reflecty,
a lot.
but yeah, it looks like a nice, crisp, pristine lawn.
Ben would be proud. It's a West Coast style IPA. And no description, so that's it.
That's
Outer
what you get.
Range Brewing Company, Lawn Games.
Imagine an IPA, but strictly a West Coast one. That's what this
Out
beer
of
tastes like.
out of Frisco.
It's probably gonna taste like grass.
I like the can a lot.
These are from our beer advent calendar that our buddy Ron got us from Corvallis Brewing. Now here's a question: is that today's beer?
This is today's beer.
Do you want to do Saturday and Sundays? Because I mean, we got a couple
could.
more
I don't-
hours to kill.
I don't. Yeah, I could go grab them.
Because we are, as I predicted, very much behind on our beer advent calendar. I was not terribly worried about us getting ahead. Let's put it that way. So, All right, he's Sean, I'm Ryan. We'll stick around, come back with more, like I said, 10 wacky foods you'll only find at the fair, allegedly. I will tell you about that Fortnite loophole that people were exploiting over the weekend, and a new perspective on racial injustice for a CBS episode of The Unicorn written by Matthew Cherry. It's all coming up in a little bit. He's Sean, I'm Ryan. It's Gaming Morning Show on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Stick with us. We'll be back. It's Monday.
No, this fever comes and goes, and time slows. But the longer I'm alone, grow.
I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes, whoa. See you, my heart goes. I could say it out loud. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down. I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes. I could say it out loud. Say it out loud. say it out loud.
I'm the only one alive who get me to the other side. The other side. I'm the only one alive who get me to the other side. The other side.
Morning, gamer. Oh, he's Sean. I'm Ryan. I had the stream on in the background, and like playing an actual player on the end user's side, and I turned down the music and it wasn't churning down, and I'm like, why is it not churning down? I'm like, did I break my button? Oh my gosh. I was like, oh, there we go. So some sleuth problem solving by me. He's Sean, I'm Ryan. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at Gaming Morning Show .tv. We had Load Last Checkpoint in our stream. He is on Twitch. Joel and Ben doing a fun podcast called Final Checkpoint. And I bring that up too because Digital.Games, who you found, yeah, that's Sean. He's Sports Doc Gaming. Digital.Games does a Twitch stream and a podcast, correct?
He does interviews, like
Yeah.
longer form interviews, and he posts those on. You can find them on his YouTube and on podcast services.
I mean, look for Digital.Games, but followed us on Twitch over the weekend as well. So I wanted to give a shout out this morning because it does some really cool content and just a different side of games. We've had a chance to talk to Celia Hodent, who wrote the book The Psychology of Video Games. So that's just one aspect of where we found an ability to kind of have that overlap between like one of your areas, like one of your 4,000 areas of expertise, the world of medical and video games. And then we've also had a student on from, not an actual Stanford student yet, was a high schooler, Ileana Garner, I want to say off the top of my head. And she wrote a nice piece for the Stanford Daily, which is the student newspaper at Stanford, and joined us just to talk about how, you know, the psychology of video games and all the good things that come from video games has helped her during the course of the pandemic. I'm working on scheduled more interviews for this week, so if we do get any, we certainly will let you know, but you can find all of our past interviews on a playlist on our YouTube page. Just search Gaming Morning Show on YouTube. What do we got this morning? Oh, it's National Cotton Candy Day. So we're asking you, are you a fan of cotton candy? And so far, kind of the consensus has been, yeah, cotton candy's great if you don't have to touch it with your fingers.
You know what's interesting about cotton candy is you can go, at least in my experience, I could go to like a sporting event and get cotton candy. I could go to the fair and get cotton candy. I could go to like Disneyland and get cotton candy. It's all the same. There's no quality difference in cotton candy. It's all just the exact same cotton candy.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much like there's one cotton candy manufacturer and one cotton candy sugar supplier and all that stuff.
And it's
pretty
all
much
the exact same.
It is really,
'Cause
really fun to
that's-
watch be made, by the way.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's fascinating. Some might say it's just as fascinating to watch it be made as it is to eat it.
I could agree with that. But yeah, no quality differences, right?
Yeah, but you can't say that, anything else. Popcorn. Go to the movie theater, get popcorn. Go to the fair and get popcorn. Go to Disneyland and get popcorn. Those are very, very different snacks. Churros, same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But cotton candy, No quality dips.
Yeah, and I also think cotton candy is not bad, like, in the bag a couple days later either. Like, having fresh cotton candy, I mean, it is better, but it's not, like, remarkably better. Whereas
Right.
many other places, you have something that's brand new and fresh, then it's awesome. I think, for me, cotton candy actually is more delicious in other applications, like the cotton candy hard shell on the outside of the ice cream at Dairy Queen. Like,
Yeah.
I'm on board for that.
Yep.
Cotton candy bubble gum, I'm on board for that.
Count me in.
I don't crave it. It's not something like, it's not going to be the top choice on my list of flavors, but that's kind of where I see myself liking cotton candy a little bit more. Originally called spun sugar, cotton candy, a staple at carnivals, fairs, etc. This is from nationaldaycalendar.com. During the 18th century, cotton candy was first recorded in Europe. At that time, it was very expensive, very labor intensive. Generally, the average person could not afford to purchase cotton candy, but in 1897, dentist William Morrison and confectioner John C. Wharton invented machine-spun cotton candy. The invention introduced cotton candy to a wider audience at the 1904 World's Fair as Fairy Floss. Fairgoers loved it and bought over 68,000 boxes at 25 cents per box. That's right, cotton candy was made for you by a dentist.
Dentist approved.
I mean, if a dentist approves that, like, it can't be that bad, right? I wonder if, like, his family is now being like, yeah, he invented cotton candy, and now we're getting blamed for it all the time.
People ask them, they're like, wasn't he a dentist? And they're like, yeah, he was a dentist, but not like a real dentist.
He wasn't the best dentist, but he made a hell of a cotton candy. Good stuff.
Fairy floss.
That's not a bad name,
Especially coming from a dentist.
right? Yeah, you gotta find something for it.
You gotta floss daily with fairy floss.
All right, stick around. We got our list of the day, top 10 wacky foods you can only find at the fair. Fortnite Season 2, according to comicbook.com's Jenna Anderson, had a big flaw that I think is actually fixed at this point. But it was Chapter 2 of Fortnite underway, and reimagined Zero Point as a floating orb, and then there was Galactus, all the stuff that we've already talked about and shared on Game Morning Show Morning Gaming News. And this is the part of the paragraph. While the idea of Zero Point healing players who touch it is definitely interesting, the glitch does provide a pretty major downside, allowing players or squads to stay alive without playing the game in earnest. It's unclear at this point how long the glitch will stay in the game before Epic was able to correct it. The bug is not shown on Fortnite's official community issues Trello board at the moment. Latest bug that was discovered, so it looks like maybe it hasn't been fixed. The idea was, in the video, you could basically have people run in the storm and endlessly jump into the Zero Point and heal any damage they might have gotten, allowing them to win a victory royale without actually being in the circle. That was like the Call of Duty issue the other day, where like you could get unlimited stims, and then people were just sitting in the gas. This was in Warzone, and just stimming over and over and over. But it was a lot more complex. I mean, there was some work behind it where you had to actually, I think, throw a grenade or something, and you had to have a very specific setup. Whereas this sounds like just a thing that people could do. So, oops, our bad.
Usually infinite ammo or infinite health is a bad idea in any sort of competitive game.
That's true.
If you're a developer, maybe think twice.
Hey, Jenny, I was thinking about throwing infinite ammo in our game. What do you think, or infinite health? What do you think of that idea? I think it's gonna be great. People are gonna love it.
We'll start one match, and it'll just never end.
It'll be fun. People will love it. No, people don't like dying in video games. That's why we give them 13,000 continues now. I do like that meme that talks about how people will never understand what it was like to play a game where you couldn't have a save file or a checkpoint, nor did you have more than like 3 lives, and if you died, you started from the beginning.
Yeah, it's fun. Occasionally you hear like an old school developer come out and talk about things, and that's one that I've heard before, where people are like, well, back in this generation, we had to be real gamers because we didn't have checkpoint systems and all this, and then developers will come out they'll be like, no, we wanted to add that stuff, we just couldn't. We didn't know how yet. So, playing Super Mario Brothers, yeah, we totally would have had a checkpoint system, we couldn't make it work.
Well, and that's we had that in Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming News the other day. Oh no, This Day in Gaming History, which was around. Oh, I thought you got blowed up. You're fine though.
I am good.
Where it was like Zelda was one of the first cartridges that actually had like a battery on board or something like that, so you could kind of save your files. Now you got blowed up.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think Metroid had like a password system that essentially generated a password that would tell the game where you were and what upgrades you had and stuff like that. And that was one of the early ones that had kind of a save and checkpoint system by using the password system.
I'm very alone right now.
Yeah, I just died, and there's another one around on the other side with me.
Ah, I missed. I was like, there was quite the gunfight that was going on in there, and then all of a sudden I was listening, and I'm like, it is very quiet. This is not good.
Hostiles have trophy capabilities.
I kind of really think they're gonna have to nerf trophy systems in this game because they take so many projectiles. Nice kill.
I barely stayed alive.
One trophy.
Nice gas mine.
Thank you. It's the gassiest. And it's mine.
I think that gas actually killed him.
That guy, I don't know what he was looking at.
He didn't know. He didn't know.
Just here on the garbage can. We got B locked down.
Yeah, just watch my right.
Yep. I keep waiting for that guy right next to you to die.
Losing Charlie.
Uh-oh.
That's fine. They'll get it. Uh-oh, there's smoke.
Got him. Escalators.
I can't do anything about that. Thank you.
Saved your life.
I mean, did you really save my life, or did you proactively make sure I wasn't dead?
No, he was totally aiming at that corner. He was trying to inch around and get you. He knew you were there.
Male operator.
I'm a little more worried. He went straight for me. Oh, I got Molotov. Nice Molotov. They had to be getting so frustrated.
Yep. Oh, escalators. He's just camping at the top of the escalators.
Hostile RCXT in your AO.
Throwing frag grenade.
He's not gonna see you.
Oh. Yeah, people are trying to pick us off as we run through there.
The wind's in sight. Maintain that momentum. All
Got him.
locations locked down. Begin and hold them.
Alright, I'm back in B.
Losing Alpha.
So am I.
Throwing trophy.
Teammate.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm in. Oh, never mind.
Of all the times I have halftime, I mean, we were just rocking it right there. Come on.
We were-
now.
Which means we're not going to be able to get B at all this time around.
Yeah, we have. I mean, but maybe that's good that that's a balance in the game.
I actually think their team just like this. He's just camping and picking people off. I don't think he's worried about winning. He just wants kills.
See, I thought that too, but then again, I was like, they couldn't get from that one side, so maybe they're like, okay, if I clear out, if they finally clear it out, then as people run back in, I can keep him from getting in position again, because that's what he did to me. So,
Secure the
All right,
objective.
I'll go get A.
Really?
And then meet you at B.
you really gonna go get A? I
Yep.
mean, we got beat it. You just said we're not going to lock it down.
I was just afraid of no one else staying here. Okay, this guy's staying. As long as someone gets A.
Okay, yep, they're already in the B. And they're basically following our
Yeah, but-
pattern.
We'll be more coordinated and take it.
Oh, yeah.
Flashbang inbound. Throwing frag grenade.
Like that. Sorry, I was in your corner.
Yeah, get out of my corner. What are you doing? We have our rolls. I'm almost there. Trophy system, almost there.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Deploying trophy.
They have a trophy somewhere. There's a sniper. I can't stay in this spot.
I mean, they shouldn't be coming from the A side, right? But don't die, Mr. King.
Oh,
Nice work. You died? Oh,
Yeah,
oh!
I-
I didn't cover his back. He's gonna be so mad at me. I let him down. I am sorry, Mr. King. That was my fault. Hey, Joel. Have a great day. I appreciate you hanging out with us as you did, and go get some cotton candy on National Cotton Candy Day.
thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by.
Because the consensus was we all love it so much.
Losing A.
Uh-oh.
Deploying trophy.
We have 3 bullets. Ah.
Losing B.
Well, at least I killed him with my deceased frag grenade. Yeah, be sure to check out Load Last Checkpoint, Final Checkpoint podcast, available wherever podcasts are sold. Behind me, behind me.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
Uh-oh, too much smoke.
I have artillery available.
On trophy system. Are you alive? You seem dead.
Nope, I'm dead.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh, this guy's going prone, huh? Why smoke? Why smoke? Why smoke? I don't want smoke. No. No.
They're pushing A right now.
We lost A.
Okay, contested. Switch guns. Oh, he did turn on me.
Losing Bravo.
Bravo. Sorry, we got a solid lead so far.
Securing A.
My trophy system's a beast.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
Throwing frag grenade.
Semtex. All right, stick around. We got list of the day coming up after this game. We're gonna look at the top wacky foods that you can get at these. It doesn't specifically say State Fair, so I kind of am adding in State Fair.
Cruise missile coming in.
I ran out of ammo at the worst time. I'm with you off the escalator.
Taking B.
Grenade out. Grenade out. Deploying trophy.
All locations secured. Hold your positions.
Care package available.
Just hoping we can hold this. I don't want to die. I'm too young.
We lost C.
Oh no!
Securing Charlie.
Oh, you destroyed my trophy system?
Yeah, I did.
Not you, the other person.
No, I did it.
It was me.
It's as good as ours. The Titan.
That's you.
It's alright, I killed the guy behind you. Oh, then someone ran in and killed me while you were laughing. Come on. Come on.
I avenged your death.
Focus up, bruh.
Well, it did help that like I shot at you and then you started shooting what seemed to be at me.
Oh, no, I'm with you. I totally understand what you were doing. Alright, I gotta just throw out my care package so I get the points. Yeah, we're
Oh,
winners.
I wanted to get that guy.
We're one of life's winners. It is 7:27 West Coast time. Thanks for being with us, Gaming Morning Show. I am Ryan. He is Sean. We are with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube. Big thanks to Monia for liking us on Facebook Gaming. We appreciate that. We got our list of the day coming up later this hour. We'll have sports. Sports are dumb. The Broncos lost yesterday, so I am sad. Max Verstappen wrecked on the very first lap, so I am sad. We will do our second beer of the day, because sometimes just one beer is not enough, and we also have a whole weekend of beer to get to. So this one that we're going to open is a Saturday or a Sunday?
Beer of Saturday.
Beer of
Beer
Saturday.
Of Saturday. Yeah, this is Saturdays.
Want want.
This is Bottom Ferment from Loose Objective.
Good name of the brewery. That's the brightest white can. We can't see it. It looks like a ghost on your screen. A damn halo light. Ah! Oh, there's some lines. We saw some lines.
Brewed with European Pilsner malts, noble hops from the trestles of the German countryside. This is a fancy sounding beer. And a time-honored European lager yeast strain that is a true lager through and through. While lagers tend to be seen as cold and restrained, Loose Objective has adopted some contemporary ale brewing techniques to loosen things up, using a cool whirlpool and dry hopping with a mix of Tettnang and Hull melon from Germany and Lotus hops from the Pacific Northwest. This unfiltered brew brings some extra chill to our lager offerings. Yes, Ryan Goff of Gaming Morning Show.
Did I hear whirlpooling?
Cool whirlpool and dry hopping.
Wow, that's some intense stuff there. All right, so that's our beer from Saturday. We are opening our beer advent calendar because our friend Ron got it for us, and we were not able to get together this weekend, and so we weren't able to have any of our beers from Saturday or Sunday. So we are doing our beer of the day 3 times this morning. We did today's beer in the first hour. It was Lawn Games, and then this was the beer from Saturday, which was very brightly colored on camp. So this is from Rachel Graff of farmflavor.com. Farm Flavor is a good name for a website. Rachel writes, 10 wacky foods you'll only find at the fair. So we're trying to get a feel for it being National Cotton Candy Day. Has anyone out there ever been like, hey, it's a Tuesday, I feel like some cotton candy? So if that's the case, more power to you. But these are some foods that you can only find at the fair, according to Rachel. And I read the very first one. I was like, I already can't believe this list. But then I reread it, and this is what it says. Chicken in the waffle. So you have heard of chicken and waffles, which is exactly how the first sentence writes. But have you ever tried chicken in the waffle? It comes from Minnesota State Fair. It's actually a waffle cone and then has fried chicken inside the waffle cone and top the whole thing with a little bit of country gravy. That sounds pretty good. Now, I prefer chicken and waffles with syrup instead of gravy, but I tend to go more on the sweet side of things and savory. I can imagine people who like chicken and waffles and want the gravy instead. Completely understandable. Sure. Speaking of cotton candy, this is at the State Fair in Texas, 2018. They had a cotton candy taco, which actually sounds really good. The taco shell was also a waffle cone filled with cotton candy and chocolate and topped with sweet marshmallow glaze.
I mean, that would take care of the stickiness, so I'm on board.
Well, it is a hard taco shell. We all know how those work. Like, oh, this is going to be so good. Crunch. Just disintegrates in front of you. Are you soft shell or hard shell?
I'm usually soft shell for that reason.
You're so soft.
I don't like
shell.
to be messy, and the hard shell tends to be messy.
Yeah, messy foods are tough for me too. Number 3, fried butter. So this is a staple of fair foods, right? Fried anything, right? You fry things up. It's kind of a big deal. LA County Fair has deep fried butter. So they take butter balls, coat them by coating frozen pieces of butter in a batter, fry them, and finish them off with some powdered sugar and maple syrup. I mean, I imagine it's delicious.
I'm sure it's great. Yeah.
I just
So here's my issue, and I have to imagine there's probably another fried something on this list, but the typical like deep fried ice cream or deep fried candy bar and stuff that you get at the fair, what batter is that always in? It's always corn dog batter. Now, I'm not a huge fan of corn dogs, so I always like the idea like this. And looking at the picture, I'm like, that sounds delicious, but it looks like a corn dog with butter instead of a hot dog.
What's wrong with a corn dog?
Eh,
Really?
eh.
It's less messy than a hot dog.
It's true. I just don't. There's something about the batter.
Really?
Not a fan. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that does that. Yeah, because you're right. It's not like a tempura batter typically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just it ruins all of those for me.
I will say number 4 then might be more up your alley because this does not look like corn dog batter. It is alligator on a stick. It's from the Illinois State Fair, and fairgoers say this quote-unquote Cajun-inspired snack tastes a lot like pork, but with the texture of veal, and it is a fried alligator skewer. It really looks more like grocery store chicken strips batter.
Yeah, for
so.
sure. For sure. I would try this.
This one might be back to corn dog batter. Fried Snickers.
Yep. And
yeah,
this is at the Oregon State Fair. I've had this specific fried Snickers, and it is great, but it is definitely corn dog batter. And I had like 2 bites. And I was like, that's really good, but I don't want it anyway.
See, I really like stuff that's not good for me. I'm really good at eating it. I have no desire to take something fried, like I'm picturing like chicken, strips, right? I don't need that flavor with a Snickers, and I realize it's not the same flavor, but like that texture. I think what it is for me though is like I want it always to go down the sweet index. So frying it is just going to add more of a savory taste to it, and I'm like the worst person to have on a cooking show because you always hear them talk about like we need something. Your dish lacked something to cut through the sweetness, and I'm just like, you don't need that. So I don't think I needed this. I would try it for sure. This is the way it's built. Fried Snickers on a stick served with chocolate syrup and powdered sugar. It might be the only place it's possible to taste your favorite candy bar fried. I don't think that's true, but you said this is a specific one, so.
Yeah, and there's a truck at the Oregon State Fair that has deep fried anything you can imagine. They deep fry Oreos, they deep fry candy bars, they deep fry ice cream. Like they do it all.
They deep fry the animals that you can win at the carnival games. It's delicious. 10 wacky foods you'll only find at the fair. This is from Rachel Graff of farmflavor.com. It's because we've been talking about National Cotton Candy Day. Krispy Kreme donut burger. This actually sounds delicious, and I'll tell you why. When we went on our, many baseball parks and many days, 30 trip, me and my friend Joey, we previewed some of the best food at the stadiums we were going to go to. And one of our highlights was chicken and donut at, I think, the Phillies game at Citizens Bank Park. Krispy Kreme donut burger, you take a burger, but instead of the buns, you have 2 Krispy Kreme donuts. That actually sounds amazing. I think the chicken would still be better because that kind of lives in the land of chicken and waffles.
Right.
But not bad. Not bad.
You know, based on that description and this picture, I would rather one donut cut in half.
Yes.
Because that looks like a lot of donut with a little bit of burger in between.
Yeah, and we're going to share this list in the chat at the end of the segment, and then you can take a look at these. But you're right. That is a lot of Krispy Kreme donut to burger ratio. So I think the tomato is the next biggest thing inside that. So that shows you how thin their burger patty is. Bacon mac and cheese empanadas. That sounds amazing.
I feel like we should make these at home. This sounds great.
Tulsa State Fair. Bacon mac and cheese prepared with bacon and stuffed inside empanada dough. Perfect on-the-go snack to satisfy your appetite. Yeah, I'm on board for that one for sure. Yeah, it even looks like kind of modest from fair food standards too. Like it's not gigantic, it's not like as much mac and cheese as they can stuff inside it. Yeah,
No, it's tasteful.
I can see this arguably being the best one on the list. Back to the Minnesota State Fair, we're to deep fried dilly dog. Dill pickle between the meat and deep fried and battered. I mean, actually, yeah, I could see it. Like dill being added to a hot dog, that could be really good. Number 9, deep fried Oreos. This is Iowa State Fair in Des Moines. Deep fried Oreo. Basically here's what it is. Okay, you take an Oreo, throw it in the fryer. Deep fried Oreo. There you go.
Done.
Again, this goes with the Snickers bar. I'm not necessarily on board. Ooh. Number 10, fried jelly beans.
Pass.
New England's Great State Fair, the sweet, gooey snack features jelly beans rolled inside funnel cake batter, fried until crisp and golden brown, and topped with a dusting of powdered sugar. I don't know about that.
No, the clear winner is the bacon mac and cheese empanadas. I kind of want to try making those.
I mean, what are you doing today?
Making those.
Get to it, man.
Hey Siri, how do I make an empanada?
You've never done empanadas. You might want to start with getting the empanada down right, and then you can figure it out from there. All right, Gaming Morning Show. It is now 7:39 West Coast time, 10:39 on the East. He's Sean. I'm Ryan. Thanks for hanging out with us on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. If you haven't seen The Unicorn on CBS, you're not alone, because I haven't seen it either. I don't watch too much episodic TV, especially on like the regular networks. I don't. But Dustin Siebert of BET is reporting that they're going to do an episode focused around guns and black youth. And this came out of the writing during the time of George Floyd's murder in Minnesota. And the cast apparently was asking the writers, hey, are you going to do some sort of episode centralized around this idea? And so Matthew Cherry wrote a story around basically a white kid giving a black kid a toy gun. And the concept was white people facing their privilege while also working toward a better understanding of their allyship for their black friends because of the difficulty it is to be a young black kid with a toy gun, anything that resembles a gun. This is the piece from BET's Dustin Sherbet. The very special episode of any sitcom is a relic of days past, forever relegated to our favorite shows that have passed into syndication heaven or hell, depending on your perspective. It is, however, arguably ill-conceived to shoot new sitcom episodes in 2020 while completely disregarding the many topical issues this year has wrought. So we'll share that link in the chat after this game. But I think that's a pretty cool way to kind of get across some of the things that easy to take for granted that I as a white person know that I can do and not have to worry about, you know, my kid running around with a toy gun, and that's not something that everyone has the privilege of. So neat. Matthew Cherry actually, was the director for this episode. I guess Matthew Cherry is a former NFL player, which
I saw that. I didn't know that.
The flashes are back.
Guess who's back? I'm on B. Oh, I died. I almost had B if we can sneak in there.
Oh, I almost had it too.
Not looking good.
Oh, this concept, the writer is Howard Jordan Jr. Okay, so I wanted to make sure I had names correctly attributed. Okay, there's someone right around the fence from our side. So just hard swing right around that fence.
Oh, I almost got him.
I got him. Now, I will say, too, for what it's worth, is most of the previews for shows that I see happen during NFL games. Because that's most of the network watching that I do. And I have seen previews for The Unicorn. I've actually found it to be kind of humorous, so I've considered watching it before, and I might tune in specifically for that episode now.
Yeah, I haven't really seen much about it. So yeah, it would be a completely new one to me. I should check out some trailers.
Thanks for defeating that person. Oh gosh, they are just charging down that lane now.
Yeah, we gotta make a push.
Who got me? I gotta quit skipping the kill cam. I have no clue how I died there. That person is using the cheat code from Fortnite.
Oh man. Alright. I hate Nuketown.
I forgot that you just really
just-
dislike this map.
I just hate Nuketown so much. This is not why I play Call of Duty.
Well, the person I went to go ruin is gone. Oh, no, now he's back.
Deploying trophy.
Cover me at B if you can.
There's a knifer at B.
I was so close.
I was covering you and he just ran in and knifed me.
Grenade out. Throwing frag grenade.
Enemy spy plane inbound. C-trap. Napalm
Grenade
strike
out.
inbound.
I also feel like my grenades are not being nearly as effective on this map as
Throwing frag
usual.
grenade. Throwing frag grenade. Gas mine eliminated.
Yeah, he was there. I didn't spin around that fast.
Alright.
Kind of missed the perfect chance to get that guy in the corner.
It's not over. Regroup. Fight back.
Ah. We are getting destroyed.
Yep. I really don't enjoy Nuketown.
Maybe we'll have better luck on this side. 7:45 West Coast time. Stick with us. Game and Morning Show. We got sports coming up next.
But
And we'll tell you about a supernovae.
a supernovae or some supernovae?
True, thank you. That's the plural. Some supernovae that may generate life-giving carbon.
I love my carbon.
I love my supernovae. All of them. Because I 1000% knew that that was the plural.
Securing Alpha. Enemy top C.
Ah. Did not have the right gun to cover that.
Alpha secure.
There's a cruise missile here. I wonder if that someone's actually trying to get it. Oh, that was my grenade I killed myself with?
Grenade out.
Yeah, this is the other downside to Nuketown is now we're in that second half where everyone has their kill streaks.
Deploying
Yep.
trophy.
So it's just chaos for a few minutes.
Got knifed. Artillery. They got B.
And it's over.
They got B.
And I blow it up again.
Everyone has their kill streaks. It's ridiculous.
Grenade out.
Napalm is such a pain because it lingers, and there's a guy around the fence corner again.
Smoke out. Smoke out.
Got a spy plane. That'll help us.
Plane above.
I don't even know what killed us there.
What didn't kill us?
I made it through all that napalm. I can't believe it.
Tippy toes.
I actually got their trophy system, or I got my trophy system down too. Can we trade it?
Smoke out. Throwing smoke. Planted.
Get down.
Tonight?
Take out that cruise missile.
Oh my gosh, he just ran right by us.
Well, I guess I'll take C.
I was on their spawn side. That's weird.
Yep.
Trophy.
We flipped.
So where should we looking toward A, right?
Yeah.
Throwing Semtex. Throwing smoke.
You're like how you're running down the lane.
Why not? Well, we've kept B for a while. I just don't know if it's enough. Well, Nuketown's still fun.
My head hurts from all the explosions. I killed myself with my grenade. Yep. I didn't expect that path to be that open, so I threw it shallow, and then I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's so open!" So I started to run. I was like, "Wait a second." My gun hung up on the mannequin. It looked like the mannequin's wearing it on their back strap. Okay, napalm is also infuriating because it looks like the explosions are done, and then there's always like a last one.
Yep.
Oh, this is exhausting.
It's Nuketown.
Frag grenade.
All right, that was Nuketown.
That was something.
We played it. It was there, and now we're back to the reality of the better show, gaming morning show. All right, he's Sean. I'm Ryan. Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and a Gaming Morning Show.tv. 7:53 West Coast time and 10:53 on the East. We're with you Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time. A supernovae. Yep, a singular, plural supernovae. One of them. Supernovae may generate life-giving carbon atoms. This according to Steve Dent of Engadget. It's from a Michigan State science study that found exploding stars create life-giving carbon atoms much faster than they thought. However, according to Steve, the discovery has created another mystery that could upend current theories of element creation. One of the most abundant elements on Earth, carbon, is created in a triple alpha fusion reaction by exploding supernova stars. That term alpha describes a helium atom core made up of 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Yep, with you. Yep, of course. When 3 of those are fused together, you get carbon. Okay. That fusion reaction is pretty inefficient, unless there's something helping it along, and using supercomputer models, the researchers found that excess protons in the innermost reaches of a supernova can accelerate triple action fusion reactions, generating 10 times more carbon atoms than expected.
Naturally.
Yeah. Apparently,
Yes.
apparently this
Of
is yes, of course. This is apparently where I didn't copy enough of the article because I don't quite understand what the new mystery is, though. Did you get the new mystery out of that?
No.
Okay. Well, I think we'll just leave it up to the minds to wonder, or we'll just post this link in the chat. That was one where I was trying to find something interesting, which I find that interesting, and then get it into the show a little bit too quickly, and I don't actually have the full story, so we'll call that an incomplete for me. But if you want to read it, it's all in there. That's the largest link. Did I copy it twice?
That's a big link.
You know what they say about big links, don't they?
They take up many lines of our chat.
Takes up lots of the chat. All that. Where are we at? It's like trying to make shadow puppets. All right, anyway, read it. Supernovae. All right, cool. Good talk. Next hour, we will recap some of our headlines of the morning. We got Elder Scrolls in the news, Fortnite. We'll have our gaming morning show, Morning Gaming Renews. We will share information about this day in gaming history. It is now 7:55. Time for sports! New Orleans continues to lead the NFC 21-16 win over Atlanta, and they were helped by the Giants' 17-12 win at Seattle. So Seattle's now 8-4. The Packers, I believe, won to keep pace with the Saints and remain one game back for the number 1 playoff spot in the NFC. Packers 30, Eagles 16. Indianapolis over Houston 26-20. Colts are now 8-4. Cincinnati officially mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, a 19-7 loss at Miami. Minnesota beats Jacksonville. The Vikings might have a shot at the postseason, 27-24 win over the 1-win Jaguars in overtime. Las Vegas over the Jets on a miraculous ending. Raiders win 31-28. Jets are now 0-12. Cleveland was very dominant early, ends up winning just 41-35, but they had played at Tennessee extremely well. Rams beat the Cardinals 38-28. Detroit over Chicago 34-30. And New England a 45-0 shutout over the Chargers in the Sunday night game. The Chiefs a 22-16 narrow squeak by of the Denver Broncos. Barely beat them. It was close, but barely beat them. You can see that Chiefs barely beat them, and they can't find the air. Don't know who I'm kidding, imagining you care. Everyone loves Ewan McGregor's song, Barely Breathing. His name is Ewan. All right, so sports brief. Let's give you a couple other things. NBA teams getting ready for the season. The Portland Trailblazers, I saw the other day, had to shut down their practice facility. I think they had 3 positive coronavirus tests. NBA teams going to do their best with league rules designed to minimize the spread of coronavirus. The league also said that it and the National Basketball Players Association will discuss players, coaches, and other staff being required to receive a coronavirus vaccine when it is available. The basketball going to get played using kind of like a tier system. So tier 1 people will get tested more frequently than tier 2. Tier 2 will get tested more frequently. Tier 3. It does specifically say tier 1 and tier 2 personnel must avoid bars, lounges, clubs, even if food is served, most live entertainment or gaming venues, public gyms, spas, or pool areas. This is from the Associated Press. One area that I see that could be problematic is how are the basketball people going to avoid gaming venues?
You didn't hear this entire NBA season is going to be played in video game format.
I think there was one oh it was the Pro Bowl. We talked about that, yeah, where they're doing that. I think actually that gaming venues must mean like casinos or something like that. Shane Beamer, who is the son of longtime Virginia Tech coach Frank Beamer, is set to become the next head coach of South Carolina football. Meanwhile, South Alabama fired Steve Campbell a day after South Alabama was shut out by Troy. Let's see what else happened. Number 14, Coastal Carolina continued a perfect season, beat BYU 22-17. And top-ranked Gonzaga in the basketball world, men's basketball world, has paused competition through December 14th because of COVID-19. They were supposed to tip off against number 2 Baylor. The game was called off last Saturday because of 2 positive COVID-19 tests within the Gonzaga program. And then Kelvin Sampson, his son Kellen Sampson, sat out as number 10 Houston Cougars hosted South Carolina on Saturday. Both sat out because of COVID-19 concerns. Oh, and this is kind of funny. So someone put on, there's like a no context basketball meme Twitter, and it was 2 screenshots side by side, no caption. That's why it's no context. And it was a basketball game, and I'm just sitting there staring at it. I'm like, I don't get it. Like, I'm trying to get it. I don't get it. It's because if you look down on the bottom, the scoreboard goes from something like 48-25 to like 88-25. There was a 40-0 scoring run over both halves that Ohio went on in their win over Cleveland State. They beat Cleveland State 101-46.
Jeez.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 40-point run. Let's see. According to the NCAA record book, this is from the Associated Press, Oklahoma scored 39 straight points in the first half against Weber State back in 2014. So this could potentially be, yeah, it is an NCAA record for a game involving 2 Division I men's basketball teams.
You rarely see a 40-point run in football.
You almost had one this weekend.
Oh, man.
USC beat the Cougars 38-13 yesterday in Los Angeles. USC 4-0. I don't remember the last time that USC was 4-0 in December.
Some could say it's never happened.
Some would say that, wouldn't they? It is 8 o'clock on the West Coast, 11 o'clock on the East. Will we have a beer of the Sunday next hour? All right. I love the emphatic thud. You throw it out there. He's Sean. I'm Ryan. Thanks for being with us. Like the Big Duke 81 on Twitch. We are on Facebook Gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back. Final hour coming up.
मैं तो खोया रहूं तेरी यादों में, तेरी बातों में, ना तुझे जाने मैं दूं अपने ख्यालों से। ना जाने कितने पल तूने मुझको रुलाया, फिर भी मैंने कभी ना छोड़ा तेरा साया। बेपनाह दिल को मैंने तो खुद ही संभाला। मैं तो खोया रहूं तेरी यादों में, तेरी बातों में, ना तुझे जाने मैं दूं अपने ख्यालों से। मैं तो खोया रहूं उन लम्हों के पन्नों में, यादों में, ना कुछ पाया मैंने फिर भी खोया हूँ दिल से पूरा सुकून। तन्हा दिल रोया था जिस दिन तूने छोड़ा था हाथ, फिर कभी न लौट आया तू एक बार। मैं तो खोया रहूं, मैं तो खोया रहूं, मैं तो खोया रहूं तेरी यादों में, तेरी बातों में, ना तुझे जाने मैं दूं अपने ख्यालों से।
Morning, gamer! It is Monday, December 7th, 2020. He's Sean, I'm Ryan. Thanks for being with us. Gaming Morning Show, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. You can also find us on Facebook Gaming 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific Time. This hour, this day in gaming history, we'll recap some of that. We'll tell you some of the birthdays that we had in our first hour, and of course, our Gaming Morning Show Morning Gaming Renews. We might play some Google Feud with viewers, maybe do some trivia with viewers as well. Among the days of the day, it is National Illinois Day, so shout out to all from Illinois. Walt Disney Day, which I specifically think is referring to the creator of Disneyland as opposed to the company. Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, this date in 1941, I want to say was when Pearl Harbor was. And International Civil Aviation Day, which made me think of your dad flying in the I'm gonna call it a biplane. It's not what it is, but that's what I picture.
An airplane?
I mean, isn't it a Cessna?
His isn't a Cessna.
Okay.
No. I forget what he has.
Because Cessna's like kind of
it's a brand.
Yeah, it's like a Kleenex. You know, someone says, "Oh, you must be a amateur pilot. You must fly a Cessna." No, I fly an airplane.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I know his is it's a low wing, meaning the cockpit is above the wings. So when you're getting in, you step on the wing and get in the cockpit, as opposed to a high wing where you're kind of ducking under the wing to get in. You know, so it's a low wing and it's a prop plane.
Get low, get low, get low, get low, get low.
Get low indeed.
When you get in the airplane, do you go from the window?
No, you go from the wing to the window.
And then there's next to the window, like something that keeps you from falling out, right? What's that called?
No, it's all just windows.
Such an asshole. 1901, something was accomplished that hadn't been done in the history of mankind. A man flew upon a glider and covered a respectable distance in a man-made device that was not held aloft by lighter than gas air. The skepticism that greeted this event was profound, with people all over the world saying the Wright brothers were more liars than flyers, a claim that would be refuted by a demonstration of what would be the most important aeronautics event in the world. International Civil Aviation Day celebrates the science, art, and sport of aviation that grew out of this initial glide and the men and women who push the frontiers of it today.
So, you said it was Walt Disney Day. So I looked up Walt Disney to see if anything important happened on this day. And I was reading a paragraph in his Wikipedia entry, and it says, born in Chicago in 1901, right as you're saying, in 1901, so-and-so. It was just, it was perfectly like, so it looked like you were trying to read the same paragraph, but you were just like, the words you're reading are not the words I'm reading.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence. Morning, Hoff Brew. What is your verdict on cotton candy? Both Sean and I are, fans of cotton candy. Cotton candy is good. But we don't like the stickiness that comes with cotton candy. So
I don't like to be sticky and messy.
no, we did find out that it was invented right about the 1900 era by a dentist. So that was something that was interesting. Or rather, the dentist actually created the machine that spins it, which makes it far easier to do. We also found out it was once called fairy floss. So that was a good name. I like alliteration. We're going to tell you about Elder Scrolls. Oh, and we'll have a choose your own adventure story, which I think Hofbrew will like. We'll tell you about Fortnite having a little bit of an exploit. We'll talk about sports being dumb and things like that. Sean got his Christmas tree. So what do you think the official height on said tree is?
In the stand, I might have to trim the very top for the star just to make it more stable. But before trimming it, it's just over 12 feet.
Okay. And how high is your ceiling?
14.6.
Oh, wow. So you had room to spare.
We had some room to spare. Our goal was between 12 and 13 because anything above 13 was going to start to get a little tight and cramped up at the top.
So how big does the stand have to be to hold a 12-foot Christmas tree?
The trunk is about 6 inches, and our stand can hold up to like 6.5, maybe 7 if you really squeezed it in there, inch diameter. It's not monstrous.
But it doesn't have to have like width of the stand, because I would be worried about it falling over.
Yeah, for sure. It's a pretty good base, but nothing crazy.
How's its treble?
I'm all about the base.
So there's no treble in your stand?
No treble.
It's a bass. All right. Well, since he's here and he doesn't claim any credit for this, but I still swear Hofbrew had something to do with this. Let's do our beer of the Sunday. Our beer of the Sunday. It's time for the beer of the Sunday.
Toot toot.
We are usually doing a beer of the day. We didn't have any of our advent calendar beers over the weekend, so we're showing off what we had on Saturday and Sunday. This is Sunday's choice.
3 philosophers.
Wow, very, very wise, that beer.
Gang from New York, from Cooperstown, New York.
Oh, home of the Baseball Hall of Fame.
It is a blend of quadruple ale and Belgium Creek ale with cherries aged in bourbon barrels.
Oh man, they are really going with the barrel and barley wine this year.
Yeah. Aged for 6 months in freshly emptied bourbon barrels, our beloved blend of quadruple ale and authentic Belgian Creek delivers notes of dark chocolate, vanilla, molasses, and oak. At once profound and profane, it is truly a decadent delight.
Fun fact, they made all the Game of Thrones beers according to Hofbrew. Good morning, Nintendo. Thanks for being here on Gaming Morning Show. Good
morning.
So we have what? 4 in the hopper that we need to get to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have 4 including today's.
Because Bigfoot was the one from Friday, I want to say. So
Yeah, and that is still in the fridge. I'm marking these with a number so we don't forget.
Before we proceed, we were talking about Christmas trees and the hunt. Therefore, Sean having to scour, heaven and earth to find a Christmas tree. Me having to just rise up to my attic and grab the fake one. Sports are dumb because the Broncos lost, although they played pretty well. I was overall. I hate doing moral victory, but like at 4-7 now 4-8, you kind of have to start looking at some of those. And Max.
And you had a quarterback playing quarterback, so that's a plus.
That was better than a week ago. Max Verstappen did hit the wall. He missed the window, but he did hit the wall, which was sad. But here's what I was gonna say: is I really enjoyed Kiki Lowe's rap battle. It was like the highlight of my weekend. It was on stream yesterday at noon Pacific. Her and 7 of her friends just did Twitch Sings rapping. It looked like a ton of fun. I wish they had Boom Shake the Room, because then I would have jumped into the mix, but I didn't volunteer because they didn't have my song, But Nintendo Nerds had 2 quality streams this weekend, and I want to give Backrolls and Mac some credit. The Rocket League was super fun, and then yesterday, doing some art, which was on.
That was great.
It was really neat. So,
So Saturday with Rocket League made me want to play Rocket League again, because I haven't played it in years since I got the platinum, and then I put it away and never pulled it back out. But watching them play, I was like, this does look like fun. So we might have to check that out at some point. And then I only caught a short segment of the painting stream, but that made me think, I was like, maybe we should do some woodworking on stream at some point.
Oh, that would be fun.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
Go out in the garage and do some woodworking.
Yeah, so Sean is very much a good woodworker, and all of what is it, a woodsmith? Is it just a woodworker like them?
Yeah, woodworker.
What's the term for one who woodworks?
A woodworker.
Okay, so,
Or some might say carpenter, but that usually implies more of a finished carpentry or building cabinets specifically and stuff like that. So
Well,
I go with woodworker.
I did help you paint part of your ramp that you built for the front of your house. So I'm basically a carpenter when you think about it. So I also replaced the front door lock on my house, and so I'm basically a door maker and security expert and locksmith. So
I think the next step from here is to just build a whole house.
Okay, on that note, a couple of months ago, a house 1 block up from us burnt to the point where they had to tear the house down. It didn't burn down in the moment, but it was damaged enough that they had to take it down. I didn't know they were replacing it. I don't know why I didn't know that, because it kind of makes sense that they would. It has just popped up. Like the speed by which people can put up a house just blows my mind. Like, I walked by there one day and it was like, there's a truck out front. Oh, they're laying a foundation. I walked by the very next day. It wasn't the very next day. And they had the what's the triangles, trusses, right? Amazing.
That's awesome.
Amazing. People who can do cool stuff, like artists and all that stuff, just baffle me. So Hofbrew is good with the wood too. So I think Hofbrew's stream will have to be on at a later time, though. Yeah, Mac, and you are invited to play COD with us at any time, Backrolls.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, twitch.tv/Nintendo Nerds. You can catch their VODs, or they'll be on again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific. Like I said, stick around. Elder Scrolls Choose Your Own Adventure news, Fortnite Season 2 news. We're playing this game, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and it is the GMS Gaming Hour. So, going to be with you. A little bit more focus on the gameplay, but we keep in the topics of the day. So, Where do you come in on cotton candy? Let us know in the chat. Is cotton candy your jam? Is it? It's nice when it's around, but I don't need it. Oh, I hit you with the back of my. I threw my grenade right off your back.
Right, the back of my head.
Yep. It ricocheted and killed me. It was an unfortunate turn of events.
Enemy has Bravo.
I'm on fire, and I got. Oh my gosh, these are all very aggressive human beings that we're dealing with right now. All right, how we doing? How we doing?
All right, well, I couldn't quite get B, but I at least slowed them down. So I saw a brief glimpse of what could happen soon in the garage. I pulled a bunch of stuff out to get the Christmas stuff. Took out what seemed like half of the stuff in the garage as Christmas stuff. And was like, oh, wow, we might be able to actually have a garage sometime. It also appears that the another, like, at least third of the stuff in the garage is all our wives' half-brothers stuff.
You said a third?
Oh yeah, there's so much of it. So many boxes are his, like, old clothes or sports trophies. He has quite a few boxes of, like, baseball and football cards that we need to go through at some point.
So close to another trophy. Did I save your life?
No, but you did avenge me, and I appreciate that.
Deploying trophy.
So I think once we get through that stuff, all of a sudden the garage will feel doable, and I'm excited.
Yeah, and do you think there's going to be enough space for woodworking related stuff?
I mean, define enough space. I could always use more space in a shop, but I think I will be able to have a basically the same setup I had before, where it's all pushed out of the way most of the time, but then when I want to work on it, I take the cars out, pull out the saw, and work on stuff.
Grenade out.
So we got an, oh yeah, don't care for pre-bagged grocery store cotton candy, is what Hofbrew says. And we got a psh from Nintendo. I don't know if that's a good psh or a bad psh. Oh, snuck up on me. Where we at? We
I'm
down?
having some weird connection.
Grenade out.
Hiding behind the desk.
Oh man, I'm rubber banding super bad.
Nintendo's also good with the wood. I love this stream so much. Yeah, I really wish I would have done the rap battle in hindsight, but I didn't like any of the songs.
Yeah,
Any of the songs is a little bit strong, but
you gotta be feeling it.
yeah, I wish I had realized I hadn't looked for Lonely Island. They had I'm on a Boat and other songs related to I'm on a Boat.
I died in a ball of fire.
Was it a burning ring of fire?
You could say that.
Losing Bravo.
Oh, how bizarre. Well, if I'm gonna spawn over here, I might as well take C.
We might as well. What do we got to do? The shotgun from far away is really good.
We lost B. Multiple
Boo.
hostile spy planes detected.
I know this person is back here.
I hear footsteps from everywhere.
Did you get that person? Okay, that might be what I was looking for.
Throwing frag grenade.
Time's essence. Turn this around.
Deploying trophy.
Ah, that's I almost blew myself up.
Mistakes were made. Oh, you ran into my grenade again.
You're welcome.
We gotta work on our communication skills.
We lost Alpha. Throwing frag grenade.
That's
He's
you.
shooting at me. Behind you though.
Half time.
What a weird half.
Enemy throwing incendiary.
Now we have a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? The guy's just running around with a tomahawk. Remind me tomorrow to. I'm gonna try to do Discord, just you and me instead of
Oh,
Skype.
okay.
So
Sounds good.
we did a test run with Look It's Myko and the guest host chair last week.
The only thing that's bad about that is I won't be able to go into the newsroom.
Secure the objective.
Oh, is that a Skype feature?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm okay with it though.
I know, it's still sad.
Enemy has target.
Well, that was not great. Oh, good. Someone's going to get A, so I don't have to.
Requesting spy plane above.
B, secure.
Be secure.
Taking Alpha.
No! Why didn't you shoot him? He walked right past you. We were supposed to be a team.
Working the objective.
Yay, we got A. We did good.
Ugh. Fire.
Throwing frag grenade.
Losing Bravo. Hostile spy plane established. Frag grenade.
Neutralized.
So there's C, right?
Yes, we are on A. And they're desperately trying to get like into our spawn, which is annoying. I don't know why.
There should definitely be someone coming through this
Enemy
direction.
spy plane.
Oh no, there's more than one. There, I got them both. Still a better place to be.
Throwing trophy.
Because if I see contested, I can flip.
Female enemy removed.
Sorry, you have backup here now.
Everything's fine.
I blinded myself.
Blinded by itself.
In the lead.
Alright. I think
Alright,
with a teammate delayed them long enough that we can get back to B.
alright, watch straight left though. Going toward B. I can't turn on them.
Losing Bravo. Hostiles took out one of your trophy systems.
Oh, I ran out of ammo. Okay, they're definitely pushing at. Oh, we're on C side now. They flipped us.
Taking Charlie.
Grenade out.
Losing Alpha. Location secure. Maintain current posture.
Oh, there's a guy.
We lost B.
That was a cluster. Okay.
Yeah, it was. It did not go well.
There was a lot of panic button pushing. Okay, you got the first guy.
Oh, there's one on the desk.
Yep. Ah! I got burned.
Smoke out.
Has been destroyed.
Got him.
Taking Bravo.
Okay, we're clear.
Enemy RCXD detected.
Oh no! Dude, I've hit 13 people with grenades today.
Throwing trophy.
Was it me in the back of the head this time?
No, but it's another teammate.
Losing C.
That went poorly.
Oh, nice. That was. I was wondering if those windows. So you can peek those windows.
Enemy
Yes. All right, I'm on A.
securing A.
Okay, I'm getting a care package through an open window because that makes
They're
sense.
dominating us. Go on the offensive. A, locked down.
Oh, I have artillery. That'll help.
I really need to get rid of care packages. I don't know why I'm still doing them. They just make me mad. They take too long to get.
Yeah, I think that's my biggest complaint is it's too slow of a process.
Cool. The artillery blew up my car right in front of me.
Multiple hostile spy planes detected.
Man, they just keep flipping spawns. I don't know why.
Spy planes detected.
There's someone behind us, yeah.
Charlie secured. Losing A. Hostile counter spy plane. KIA.
Got rid of the one that was behind us.
Oh, I have a cruise missile.
And there's another one behind us.
Multiple enemy spy planes. Securing Bravo.
That's questionable.
Grenade out.
B secure.
That's a teammate. And I got so distracted by them, I died. Oh, we're so close.
What a cluster.
Patrol inbound.
Strike. Someone lying down.
Hostile spy plane established overhead. Taking Bravo. Grenade out. Going through. Bravo locked down.
Nice. That was
We
hard
did
fought.
it.
We're good.
That was tough.
All right, it is 8:30 West Coast time. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. I think I'll throw a trivia question out, but we'll just keep playing games. He's Sean, I'm Ryan, Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Thanks for being with us. Choose your own adventure. Elder Scrolls. This was something they did on Twitter, according to Steve Dent of Engadget. Sean checked it out this morning in our first hour, but it was focused around a promotion to release a game pack from Bethesda. It's free online, ESO online, until December 9th. Basically, you did a choose your own adventure. You had to choose whether to go down a road that was snowy or through the woods, and then from there you made different branching type choices, whether to fight, make friends, etc. It sounded like it was kind of pretty fun. Finally got to the final stage. Dark Heart of Skyrim storyline that's been part of the Elder Scrolls recent expansion is supposed to be included in the Markarth DLC game pack. So you can read more from Engadget's Steve Dent.
Nice.
I'm a link to the chat.
Do it.
Steve also wrote about the supernovae.
Close enough.
I'm going to call it a supernovae. That makes me happy. The supernovae that had the longest link ever. Ready? Here it comes in the chat again. Boo! Look at that thing. Gigantic.
Monster Link.
All right. Trivia
huge.
time. Trivia time. It's huge. All right, trivia time. I'm happy we get to play Satellite. I was worried we wouldn't get to this morning. I like this map.
Yeah, it was between this and Miami, and that was a difficult decision.
I didn't look. All right, trivia time. Your trivia question this morning is going to be about the following subject. This is your trivia category. General, what geometric shape is found on the base or bass pale ale bottle? It's a very specific question. What geometric shape?
No, it's more of a general question.
It seems very specific. I know what it says, but it seems very specific. All right, that's in the trivia in the chat. Anyone who wants to take a crack at it, go ahead. And we're going to play some Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and then we'll have our gaming morning show, Morning Gaming Renews, coming up shortly, too.
Securing Bravo. Be secure.
Be secure. Be secure.
Uh-oh.
Did you die?
Nope. Just ran out of ammo.
Oh, good grenade. Good grenade. You seem to. You need a bigger clip.
No, I just didn't reload. It was my fault. I was in the thick of it, as they say.
Alright, I'm gonna try to get this guy over here.
Oh, I am so stuck. I am so stuck.
He moved.
Boo hiss.
Taking B.
Deploying trophy. Throwing frag grenade.
Oh my gosh.
Don't die.
I did, and I should have
But
not
don't.
have. He stole my.
He's in
would've been
the
kill.
middle of B.
Got him.
Alright, I'm coming up right now.
To your right.
I died.
Enemy spy plane inbound.
Oh man, he knew where I was. I knew where he was. He knew where I was. We knew where everyone was.
Alright, I'm on A.
Looks like somebody else says it's contested.
I think we're playing Ring Around the Rosie.
Throwing frag grenade.
Securing B.
Throwing smoke. Throwing smoke.
Bravo secure. Losing B.
Oh, okay. Trivia question. What geometric shape is found on the bass or base? I don't know. No trouble. Pale ale can.
Enemy spy plane inbound. Taking B.
Oh my gosh, they were both still there. All right, Ryan, you got this. You got this. You got this. Shoot right. Shoot true. Apparently there are no angles that way.
Right clear.
Oh man, they just keep pushing spawn so heavy. They obviously didn't get the memo that all you need to do is hold 2 objectives and you're usually good.
Mm-hmm.
Grenade out.
I'm on B.
Stun inbound.
I am busy trying to keep things clear over here, and I'm just constantly. I can't get to an objective. There's too much work to be done.
I don't know where the rest of our team is. They must be sniping because that's what you should do on this map if you want a bunch of kills but don't care about
Well,
the goals.
oh my gosh, I should have had him. That's what I'm trying to tell you, though. It's like I'm getting caught up trying to just clear the road to get to an objective, and I can't even get out of that.
Well, I think part of the problem is if you look at the mini map, the other 4 players on our team are all just back behind our spawn with sniper rifles.
Oh, yeah.
So it makes it impossible to do anything.
True. All right, 837. That's right. Nintendo Nerds gets triangle. That's correct. That is the geometric object. Am I saying it bass or bass? Do you know?
I always said bass.
Okay, I would assume so. I
Yeah.
mean, unless it's a musical theme, that's what I would assume. So it was hard, man. I had a lot of work to do.
Setting waypoint.
Enemy took Charlie. Taking B.
Spy plane available for
Yeah, there's definitely a bunch of our teammates sniping.
I just don't understand people that play that way, because there's a mode designed for if you just want to like camp somewhere and try to get a bunch of kills. That's what team deathmatch is for. Just play that mode. Don't
Yeah.
play domination.
The transition from reloading to not reloading on the shotgun is really rough because I tend to die most in that situation. I don't think it's as easy. I think that's why people, because people hold still better in domination. So
Hostile spy plane
I think that's why people don't do that.
throwing frag grenade.
Hostile care package.
I need to put sleight of hand on this.
Attacking your spy plane.
Losing A.
I might have avenged you. I don't know if that was you who died.
Dominating us. Go on the
It's the
offensive.
guy in the front of the plane, right side, from A.
Taking Alpha.
Ooh, Battlefield. I never played any of the Battlefield games.
Overhead.
They got a pretty good lockdown on B, I'm not gonna lie. That guy saved my life.
Smoke out.
Ah, we had the same idea. So what was the new Battlefield? Backroll is gonna check that out on the Game Pass.
Nice. Game Pass.
I mean, it's getting a lot of.
That's gonna catch on.
They have a lot of people I'm seeing mention it. You think Sony will shift?
I think they'll try to do something to compete. I don't think they're going to be successful because that just doesn't fit the Sony,
Throwing frag grenade. Throwing
like
smoke.
the way they think. So I'm not hopeful that we'll get a true Game Pass competitor. I think I think we'll maybe get some improvements to PS Now to make it more Game Pass like, but I don't see it being a big thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Is what's the big difference between Game Pass and PlayStation Now?
I think a lot of it is just the quality of like current titles as opposed to PS Now, which you can stream like mostly older titles, and I've never actually tried it because when it first came out, it did not work very well. This is going poorly.
Yeah, that's one of our worst matches all time.
C.
Smoke out. Throwing smoke.
Desperate times mean desperate measures. We have to take this.
Yeah, we're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Losing C.
I can't even see him.
And see, yeah, even their messaging, because Sony did release a statement that, this is from Nintendo Nerds, that they will never do a Game Pass. But then recently they've had another statement that's like, there's news about our like take on Game Pass coming soon. Like, I don't even think Sony knows what they want to do, and I feel like they would be better off just sticking to their guns, and like they have a model that works, and it is not the Game Pass model, it is not the Xbox model, but they're still successful. So I think just sticking with that is what should happen.
Well, I think that's the hard part too of any business. And again, I'm not very good at business, and it's just you see something that's working for somebody else, and you have had success as a competitor of theirs. So it's like, well, we got to have something to, if nothing else, extinguish their advantage on that side. And I mean, and even if it's not the decision maker within like PlayStation A, but is coming from somewhere in the Sony realm, right? Like I imagine that can always happen too. So it is 8:43 West Coast time, 11:43 on the East. Thanks for being with us, Gaming Morning Show. As you can join us Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at GamingMorningShow.tv. Check out Nintendo Nerds on Twitch tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Pacific. Had fun with Kiki Lowe's rap battle. We got Christmas trees over the weekend. Oh, I never did get to your thing at the top. You said something about fake tree this year, and it sounds like that is not preferred. Nintendo said something along those lines. And if you missed it in the first hour, I am totally all about real trees. I just don't get them anymore for myself. Because I had a beehive in one time, and that was the end of that run. So Xbox went hard this time on console release, with Game Pass being wonderful, and Sony wrote hard on exclusives, so it would be a huge shift for Sony. Seems like both consoles are great. Godfall would be coming to PlayStation Pass immediately.
So the biggest difference, now that I'm not focused on the game, with Game Pass, they have games that come out. You can download those onto your system and play them. I think you have up to like 30 days you can play them offline, so you don't even have to be connected to the internet. Whereas PS Now is a streaming service, so you have to have good enough internet to be able to stream that game to your PlayStation. And that's just not realistic for a lot of people. There is no way to download it and have it on your system. It is purely streaming. So it's like the Netflix for video games. You log in, you stream the game you want to play, and if you can't handle the bandwidth to be able to stream it at a high quality, you don't get it at a high quality. And then the actual like selection of games is just a lot different. PS Now seems more like, here's some old games that you may have missed, you can go and play them, whereas Game Pass, you're more likely to see a game that, you know, just came out that's on the Game Pass, which is just a totally different feel to have current games that may be still relevant available to you for free with the Game Pass.
All right, Gaming Morning Show, Morning Gaming Renews coming up after this game. Yeah, back rolls. I had my last real tree had a hornet's nest. It wasn't even a beehive. It was a hornet's nest inside the tree. We get it in the house, and we put the Christmas lights up. I still have pictures of it because it was, you know, very pretty. Our last tree, all this jazz. And and we all of a sudden have a hornet flying around our house up in, you know, the eave, if you will. Super terrified of bees I am. And so I was like, okay, we gotta kill this thing because I'm not a big fan. And so we get that one taken care of, and then another one comes out, and I'm like, all right, we gotta get rid of the tree. And so I call my friend Matt and Joey, who happen to live like right next door to us, and I'm like, I need you to come get this tree out of my house right now. So they removed the lights, they removed the ornaments, and they just took it out of my house and put it somewhere, and I haven't had a real tree since. I had two, that was like back to back almost, really bad. I'm scared and terrified of all bees, not just hornets. I'm scared of all bees experiences, because shortly after that we moved to a new house, and when someone installed the cable, they didn't actually install the cable, you know, the preferred way. They just drilled holes through the subfloor, and I had hornets flying in through those holes. And so I was a yellow, in that case it was a yellow jacket, but man, that was really hard. So yeah, it was Christmas vacation level of bad. It wasn't fun. I love the smell of trees. Oh, that guy is getting assassinated by our teammate. Rude.
System deployed.
Taking Bravo.
I'm worried that I'm looking the wrong way. I'm not gonna lie. If you can cover right side of the bus, that'd be huge.
I'm dead.
Cool. Good talk. I think the balcony's got something on him.
Yes, it does.
I'm about to die, clown.
I'm about to break. Okay.
Everything you say to me,
They're all over B.
yeah.
Throwing grenade.
Balcony looks clear.
There's a sniper.
Yep, he got me. Where from? Where from? think I
There
got the
was
guy.
Tango
one.
down.
There's one over there.
Waypoint marked.
Oh, to my right. Paul, Paramore. He's down in the front. He's just on the other side of that barrier from you. Right here.
Marking waypoint.
Where'd he go? He's a ghost.
No! The balcony, I just checked it. It was clear. Now all that's clear is there was someone on the balcony.
Oh, my streak. I was doing so well. I killed someone with a bow. It's still my favorite thing.
The bow is pretty fun. It's
I
almost
just
like,
I like ruining their fun.
it's almost like a crossbow, if you think about it. There should be a
No.
crossbow in this game.
Never.
Losing B.
Boo hiss.
Multiple hostile spy planes detected.
I cleared B.
Frag out.
Oh, balcony.
Maintain that momentum.
They're gonna be right in front of us. Oh, that's unfortunate. Can't see.
We're on C. Oh, well, I guess we are on C. I'll get C.
Taking Charlie. Halftime.
Boom. Whew.
So among national days of the day, it's National Cotton Candy Day, which we talked about. We asked if you're a fan of cotton candy, or if you're like, nah, or if you're a fan of cotton candy when it's not in cotton candy form, like cotton candy flavored items, which I am. I'm a pretty big fan of like cotton candy bubblegum. Pretty happy with that. It's National Illinois Day, so hello everyone from Illinois. I'd pretend to know what the state name is, but I don't. Walt Disney Day, Pearl Harbor Remembrance Day, and International Civil Aviation Day.
C secure. Taking Bravo. We've pulled ahead.
Nice work on B, fellas.
B locked down.
Throwing grenade.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
There's too many people to shoot.
Losing Charlie.
There should be like 14 people over there.
Yeah.
Left
they're
or right?
coming hard from A too. From the street. That's where I got shot from.
Enemy took C.
I can get cover.
Securing C. Losing B. Being dominated. Get aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Securing B.
Thank you for being here with me.
Yep.
from all over, from all over, from all over.
Yeah, Paramore. It was probably pretty smart to go get A.
Spy plane flight time 50% on my mark. Mark. Your spy plane has been destroyed.
A secure. Enemy is Bravo.
Check your fire.
I don't have a trophy, huh?
Losing A.
Losing A.
All right, I have some artillery.
Trophy system deployed.
Ah, I missed all my shots on the balcony and I got shot from the right side anyway. Got the balcony guy.
Okay, I'm gonna launch some artillery around B. There's one.
Smoke grenade.
I hate that sound. The sound of the people dying to napalm. Okay. Someone in the entryway to see.
Enemy care package above.
Frag out.
Hostile counter spy plane established.
Oh, there was a guy over there. He scared me.
Losing Bravo.
No.
Frag out.
Trying to support because they're pushing up for us. I think there's someone in the Paramore.
Smoke grenade.
We're in pretty good shape.
Oh. Ah.
Losing Alpha.
I'll go try to defend.
Oh
Alpha.
man, people keep popping up right behind me. All right, I spawned on C side, so I'll take some C.
We lost A.
I'll go with you.
Losing B.
Getting C.
Securing Alpha. C locked down. Hostile spy plane established overhead. Enemy
All right, cruise missile coming into B, so we should be able to clear it out some.
Okay. Capturing. To my right. Paramore. Paramore.
Alpha locked down. Victory's close. Wrap it up and let's go home.
Smoke grenade.
Losing Alpha.
I got it back.
All locations locked down. Dig in and
Throwing a care package over at the beach if you want it. 'Cause I'm never gonna see it.
Okay, Paramore's clear.
Watching balcony.
Watching street. Two of them.
Yeah, I see him. I mean, I'm smoked now, but
Nice.
winners. All right, let's run through our headlines this morning. It is 8:57. Thanks for being with us on Gaming Morning Show. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific time on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, YouTube, and at gamingmorningshow.tv. What are the Gaming Morning Show morning gaming re-news headlines?
We got Neil Druckmann in at as co-president of Naughty Dog, getting a promotion there. Check out some Pikachu ASMR if you're a fan of Pokemon and ASMR, I guess.
scratching my beard.
Oscar Isaac is reportedly cast as Solid Snake in the upcoming Metal Gear Solid movie, which I'm excited to see more about. And most importantly, big Call of Duty update coming 6 days later. Instead of on December 10th, it will be coming next week, December 16th, which will include some Warzone updates, some new 6v6 modes and playlists, some new multiplayer maps, but most importantly, the return of 2v2 Gunfight.
So excited. When's that supposed to come out?
The 16th, next Wednesday.
poggers.
Poggers, as they say.
All right. Well, I'm going to try to find a way to figure out how to be at your house today so we can have beers of the day, because we have 4 beers of the day to drink. He is Sean. I am Ryan. We did throw the Twitter link in the chat. Thanks for the applause, Nintendo. We encourage you to go to our Twitter to see the GMS morning gaming news headlines. We try to retweet all of those topics out at the start of the show, 6 o'clock hours, when we usually do the Gaming Morning Show morning gaming news. This day in gaming history, Universal Studios in Los Angeles held Nintendo Power Fest in 1990. 2004, NVIDIA, announced that it is making graphics processors for the next PlayStation. Same year, Beautiful Joe 2 came out for the GameCube and PlayStation 2. Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. That was not a mispronunciation, that was a misread. 2009 for Nintendo DS. Ellen Burstyn, Tom Waits, Jeffrey Wright, Sarah Bareilles, Jennifer Carpenter, Terrell Owens, JB Gill, and Chris Chalk all have birthdays today. Thanks, Nintendo. Check them out, Nintendo Nerds, on Twitch. Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Sundays at 2, and maybe, just maybe, Saturday
Saturday's a good
streams.
day.
I don't know. Could be a Saturday stream. Nintendo future. All right. It was a lot of fun. I hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Sean, I miss you, man.
Yeah, you too.
It was a really
I'll see
busy
you soon,
weekend.
I know. I haven't seen you in so long.
Oh, and
I'll
our
see you
name of the
today, hopefully.
name of the morning was Slapshot Rebound. Get it from Odd Shot Games. All right, we're out of here. Have a great rest of your day. It is Monday, December 7th. Hope it's great to you. We'll see you later.
See ya.